We're here before the stream starts. Okay.
No, no, man. I cut it early this week. Thank you everybody for joining us for another episode of Bad Booking. I am Chase, CR Media. Some of you guys may know me. I am joined by my two confidants. The usual crew this weekend. No subs, nobody different, nobody, nothing weird. This is how it should be.
None of
My
these jabroni
guys,
scabs,
yeah.
unless you're Scott.
Yeah,
Right.
my guy Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, as you all know him, and my guy ABJ. Gentlemen, how are we doing this week?
I feel like dog shit.
Yeah,
I'm feeling a lot better than last week. So,
well, I'll tell you what. I went to the Chiefs game yesterday, and
did you?
I have no voice, so
That's awesome.
You're looking like you might be in some trouble, brother.
I'm good. I'm good, man.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying your team.
No, they're great. They're great. So
Patty Mahomes playing next
looks
week or
like he's
what?
got a-
Because
Yeah,
Burrow.
he is.
Wheel, brother.
yeah, he's playing. They said it's a high ankle sprain, and they said that he'll play. And then the best part is he woke up and called the team and said that he called the team doctors and said that he felt even better today than he felt yesterday. So
He's lying.
Of course, he's lying.
That's a work.
It's a work.
you'll see next week when the Cincinnati Bengals come to Arrowhead and get worked. 5 straight AFC championships in Arrowhead, as it should be.
I'm just saying,
I'll tell you
man.
what. This
Bengals look
playoff
good.
series has been. I know this isn't wrestling talk, but this playoff season has been a lot of fun. This is why I hate being a Washington fan, because you look at this playoff series and you're like, Washington gave these teams games and like would have been a decent contender if they wouldn't have probably threw it away and came into these plays, especially the NFC side of things. And then you look and it's just like, man, every quarterback now in like that's in the playoffs is all these young blood except Dak for the most part, but now he's gone. So it's like the next generation of the NFL, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for this offseason to start so the Bears can spend some money and trade that pick away, get some help from a boy.
I'm just saying, if Washington doesn't make moves this year and finally get rid of this owner and fix things, I might be looking for a new team.
Well,
You can hop on the Justin Fields bandwagon right now, bro.
That team right down the street from you is looking really good right now.
I would only become an Eagles fan just so I can be an asshole.
Yeah.
I heard Eagles fans are
that's
like
the only
super pieces
That's
of
the
shit.
only part about being an Eagles fan that looks like it is a blast.
Yeah.
Just being
I hear Eagles
just an
fans are pieces of
absolute
shit.
scumbag. Yeah,
Yeah.
just go back, just screaming at people. The best thing I've seen was the NFL is a bunch of psychopaths for letting that game be 8:30 at night on a Saturday and opening up the lot for the parking lot at 8 o'clock in the morning and just letting those savages drink for 12 hours before a game.
All right.
Yeah. I forgot to get the chat on the screen, so we'll get that on there. Appreciate everybody joining in tonight, no matter where you're watching us, whether you're watching us on ABJ's YouTube, the Twitch, the Facebook, no matter where you guys are, we appreciate.
Well, I do have a little bit of a request, if people can. I don't really push this, and I'm going to start doing so. If you guys can jump over to my Twitch. I know the YouTube is. I'm trying to build that up as well. But if I can just average 3 people watching for the next couple streams, I hit affiliate because I have everything else I need. I have the subscribers, the watch time, the live streams. I just need the people to watch for a stream or two. So if you're here, just even if you just want to talk on the Facebook side or the YouTube side or whatever, that's great. But just jump in the Twitch stream and just hang out there. Like maybe pop it open and leave it up. It would really help me out. It's the only thing I got.
Absolutely.
It's not really gonna make a difference for me, but if I can hit affiliate, I think that'd be kind of dope.
Absolutely.
I could just get
Brandon,
one person watching me. That'd be great. Appreciate it. Not that interesting.
Dude, once you get your channel up and going, because we're gonna push you.
Wait a minute. Actually, so I made a YouTube, guys. Pro Wrestling Kingpin.
Oh yeah,
I made one.
Is it official? Can we talk about it?
It's official. I'm gonna be doing some pack openings on there. I don't know if you guys seen my TikTok account, but I've been opening a lot of wrestling cards. I'm gonna do some weekly shows. It's gonna be a little hard for me in the next month or two, just because, well, cat's out of the bag. I bought a house with my wife, and I'm also selling this bad boy right behind me too, my condo. So it's a little busy, but I'm still trying to pump out content. We're gonna put episodes on there, and like I said, I'm gonna do a lot more live card openings. I'm really big on these wrestling cards. It's really cool. I pulled a Braun Breaker autograph card today, so that's gonna be posted up. There's a spoiler alert for you guys. That's the one you want to get,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right, the Braun
Yeah.
Breaker signed auto. So I pulled that one. Maybe I'll bust it out before the episode over.
I love watching card opening packs, but I cannot jump into that world.
It's
It's too
addicting. It's
much.
addicting.
Yeah,
The
I
moment
cannot.
you jump into that world, you're fucked.
Yeah, I love watching it though. It's really fun. Um, yeah, but
I know. I see you be
I
watching
can't
the pack
find your
opening.
channel. So as we go, I need you to just drop your channel in chat or put it in a private chat so I can follow you and add you to my list
I
for
got you.
people to follow you back.
I got you. But
Really
yeah,
quick,
so
I do want to shout out. Looks like Brandon says, "What's up, ABJ?" Gonzalez is watching. I think Gonzalez is watching on your Twitch, right, Mark?
yeah, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
one guy. Thank you. It's my
Yep.
boy.
Appreciate you joining, Gonzalez. And then Harley says, "Hey y'all." She says, "Just dropping in to say hi. Had a long day. Have a great night. Appreciate you dropping in, Harley."
Yeah, thank you guys.
My buddy
BRB.
Brody, jumping in here. Um, and then Alejandro says, "Make sure you add the video of me chopping you on your YouTube, Kingpin." Don't know if you caught that, Mark. And then we've got Alex here. Appreciate Alex joining. God, dude, my voice is rough, man.
Of chopping who? Man, get out of here with that chop. You're not bringing that. So here's the Braun Rook. There you go.
Nice.
That's sick.
That's nice, man. I like that.
I dropped the ball heavily watching. I didn't watch everything like I did two episodes ago. So
It's all right.
That's all right. That's all right. I thought that was I thought that was pretty crazy that you watched everything that one week.
I want to keep doing it. It just this week has been a little crazy.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard to watch it all, man. It really is. It's just.
And I woke up this morning, went downstairs, was like, I'm gonna have breakfast and watch TV. And it's like 13 years old, but we have a 55-inch or 54-inch TV. Went down to turn it on. I'm like, it's not turning on. Everything else is turning on. That's not turning on. It fried. It's gone.
Oh man,
Yeah. My
Vizio.
wife was my wife. No, it was a Samsung, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like 11 years old though. But she's like, I wish these things would tell you before that. I'm like, Heidi, a TV's not like, hey, by the way, got a week left. See you later. Like it just doesn't do that.
all right. I'm peacing out, everybody. So
All right, let's
guys,
get into it.
changed up the format a little bit last week. I kind of liked the way that format was, so I did it again this week. I didn't like how we talked all AEW, then we talked all WWE, and then mix it up like that. I so we mixed it up. The obviously the hot topic of the week was the tragic passing of Jay Briscoe. Just wanted to kind of just highlight that. This is going to be a short beginning segment, and then we'll jump right into the draft. And Mark, I'm going to let you lead the way on the draft because I liked your idea, but I'm afraid if I explain it, I'm going to butcher it.
I got
So,
you.
but like I said, just really quick, just wanted to kind of go over this. Jay Briscoe, obviously everybody knows, passed away in a car accident. Um, and unfortunately, his daughters were in the car with him, and they are, I I think they're in stable condition now. I think it was a
Yes.
little touch and go for a little bit.
They're stable, and I think the one daughter is starting to feel feelings back in her legs.
Yep. Like I said, guys, I don't want to stay on this too long. Number one, everybody and their mom has talked about it all week. There's not really much to talk about. And I don't think there's a reason for us to try and get
Our social
views.
commentary is not going to change anything.
Yeah.
No.
Not just that, I think it's disgusting to try and get views and stuff like that, to prey on somebody's death. So, like I said, I just want to talk about it and talk about the impact it's going to have on the professional wrestling world. Sonny Money, man, I appreciate you joining as always. Love me some Sonny. He says, got to watch Briscoes in '02 in Philly. First time ever, was hooked ever since. Broke my heart. Prayers for the whole family.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not gonna sit here and all of a sudden say I'm the biggest Briscoes fan. You know, the only thing I'll say on it is I became a fan this year or late last year, and the only reason I actually started watching their stuff is because they made amends for the stuff they said. I wasn't a Briscoes fan because of their stance on certain things, and when they said that they were wrong for what they said, and the wrestling community and the people inside the wrestling community took them back for it. This is the only thing I'm going to talk about the death, and this is where I'm going to say there is a positivity when it comes to our culture as people. I think we're at a point now where people have a thought or a belief system, and we immediately want to throw those people away and say they're canceled and get rid of them forever. Um, when you create that culture, right? There's a consequence to that, right? So if you say, "Hey, listen, this is the standard we're setting of cancel culture. This person has their beliefs, whether it be religious or just views, they're gone." Well, you've all created. This is the thing that we've created a society. He was gone. So you can't then say, well, why doesn't TV executives do a whole thing for him on TV the next week? Because you've all created that culture. They're not going to now say, oh, because he's gone, we're going to go back on everything we did and do a thing. No,
yeah.
they stuck to what their their values were. And it sucks, but that's the culture we've created. Instead of saying cancel culture, why don't we actually have a conversation and allow people to grow as people? And instead of throwing hate and shade at one another for our just different differences and disagreements, why don't we come in the middle and have a conversation and say, why do you feel this way? And here's the ramification how it makes us feel, and vice versa in you, and let people grow as people and let them eventually come to a decision of making their changes. And that's exactly what Jay Briscoe was. He was both Briscoes. They were people who were very starch Christians and religious and did not believe in what certain things were in the LGBT community, and since changed their views on that and became better people. And because we've built this huge cancel thing, that's why TBS did not do what they did. And you can't blame TBS for it because they're so terrified of that culture that if they would have pulled the trigger and did it, they would have been like, "Oh, now all of a sudden," you know what I mean? So honestly the only thing that I think we should take away from this is maybe how we treat others and not wait for people to be gone for them to now all of a sudden make stinks about things. Let's have
Well said.
conversations more.
Well
I a
said.
thousand, I 1,000% agree with that, ABJ. And like I said, I'm glad that you turned it into that instead of, you know, I've watched dozens and dozens and dozens of content creators capitalize. I hate to use that
It
word,
it
but that's
it
exactly what they've
it
done.
happens all the time, man. It
Yeah,
happens all the time.
It was really gross.
I watched content creators this week capitalize on the
Doing
death
10
of
bell
Major Briscoe.
salutes, 10 bell
Uh,
salutes, the whole nine,
I
dude.
don't mind the
I'm
10
gonna
bill salute, but I'm
Yeah.
what here's what I don't like. If you're gonna go live and talk about a wrestler dying, um, and stuff like that, just so you can get follows and likes and shares and all that stuff, like guys, that's not
It
okay.
goes from "I'm
That's
so
not
sad right now, it's all about me, thoughts and prayers." It's the old joke from what's his name? You know what thoughts and prayers get you? Fucking nothing. What's
yeah,
his name? Jesselnick. He's like, "Thoughts and prayers, think about me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe." It's just like,
yeah,
is that really what you're there for right now? Like
yeah,
most honestly, most pages handled it well, where they did like a 5 minute, 10-minute video where they said, "Hey, here's the news, here's what we have, here's what's out there. We have no other information, so we'll keep you updated as we do and end it, and that's
yeah,
fine. I'm not saying don't cover it, but there's a way to do it and a way not to do it.
absolutely.
Agreed.
Um, so like I said, I wanted to get that out of the way. I thought, like, should we start the show with this or should we end the show with this? I figured start it,
Yeah.
get it out of the way real quick. Let's say our piece, and it, and talk about it, and then let's move on. Um, the docket is, we're getting ready for one of the biggest events in wrestling next weekend, the Royal Rumble. That's where everybody comes out and uh, you know, people who don't watch wrestling on the regular, or people who don't watch mainstream wrestling on the regular, are about to hang out with their friends next weekend and watch this event. And Royal Rumble is one of my favorite pay-per-views as well.
It
And
is.
Always been my
premium live
favorite.
event.
Always.
Yep.
Always, always.
So my idea was to get us ready for this and to do favorite Royal Rumble matches. But Mark had a great twist to it. And Mark, I'm gonna let you take over, man, and kind of talk about what we're gonna do for this draft.
All right, so real quick, everybody, we are still gonna do that favorite Royal Rumbles draft, but you're gonna have to tune in next week as we cover the Royal Rumble and we say our favorite Royal Rumble matches, moments, whatever. So this week it's going to be a very quick draft. We're only going to be drafting Royal Rumble numbers. So the reason we're doing Royal Rumble numbers is we're going to pick basically those numbers and we're going to hope that whatever superstar comes out on those numbers wins. And that's how it's going to determine who wins this draft. So all of us are going to pick 5 numbers and we're going to do a 6th round. The 6th round is just going to be your guess of surprise entrant. So it's not going to be the obvious where Cody Rhodes is returning or The Rock, whatever. If you want to choose The Rock and whatever, but we're going to do a surprise entrance for that 6th pick. So we're going to pick 5 numbers on whichever number. Hopefully it hits for basically a lottery. Hopefully we'll hit the lottery and our superstar wins. And then we're going to pick 1 surprise entrance. Everyone understand how it's going to go? And the winner, so once we determine the winner gets to choose the next draft. Sound good?
I think you're muted, Chase.
Yeah, Chase, you
Yeah,
muted.
I know. My bad. Yeah.
All right, so the winner gets to
I
choose
love
the
it.
draft we got.
All right. So,
All right.
all right.
Also, Brawl Breaker, man. This
So
card.
since it's Mark's idea, Mark is gonna. That's fantastic. Nobody gives. Since it's Mark's
Hey.
idea, Mark is gonna go. Since
Okay.
ABJ, what did we do last week for a draft?
I don't remember.
I don't either. All right, but you can
Yeah,
go
you're right.
first.
Swag Cody isn't a surprise anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go second. ABJ can go first, and then Mark will go last, since it was Mark's idea.
Sounds good to me.
I will take an early pick here. I'm gonna go with number 3.
Number 3. All right.
That is I believe if I pick this wrong and I say this and now I feel stupid. My brain isn't right here right now because I have such a migraine. I'm having a hard time seeing. I'm gonna go 3 because I believe isn't that where Flair came in and then won?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good number for Cody.
With a tear in my eye. I think it was former Impact World Champions last week, wasn't it?
I wasn't here. But
I
that's a
think it
great
was-
draft.
I think it was. I think it
I'm
was.
kind
I
of
think it
kind
was.
of sad I
I
missed
was
that
not. I
draft.
came in the stream late because I was out for the day, and I believe
I'm
that's
ki-
what you guys drafted. Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
kind of
that's
sad
right.
that I
Yeah,
missed that draft.
it was just me and Dustin last week. So it was TNA, or it was like NWA, TNA, Impactians, best ones.
I'm kind of sad I missed that draft.
You should be. You should go back and watch it. It was fun. It was awesome. It was a good one.
All
My
right, so
pick.
3 off the board.
Yep, 3 is off the board. But my pick is going to be the number that most winners have come out at, and that's 27.
Yeah.
Damn it, that was my pick. You
Yeah.
fuck.
I know.
Damn it. All right. 27. All right. I'm going to go my favorite number, my lucky number. We're going to go 22.
22 double deuce.
Fantastic.
22.
Fantastic. I love that. Raz, we appreciate you joining us, sir. Raz watched his first NFL game yesterday.
Wow.
The Chiefs and the Jaguars.
I watched a video about the conspiracy Australia doesn't exist. Their counterpoint was that have you ever seen an Australia child? And I said, yeah, on Raz's camera all the time. He comes in and says, hey, ABJ.
I love it. That's awesome.
All right, so 3, 27, and 22 off the board.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick. You guys went early or late rounds. I'm gonna stick early. I'm gonna go with the number 1 spot.
Damn.
I think sometimes it gets overused and overplayed. I think we had a number 1 winner not too long ago, so the chances of them doing it again are pretty slim. But I gotta take it.
Here's a fun fact, ABJ. That number 1 winner was almost 20 years ago.
Oh wow!
I thought number one just won it not too long ago.
It was Rey Mysterio. Unless
Interesting.
unless I'm thinking wrong. It has to be.
Didn't
Ray's
Edge
the
come in at
only.
one?
I think so. I think Edge and Ray did. Or not Edge and Ray. Edge and Orton did 1 and 2, didn't they? The year that Edge won the Rumble.
That's what I thought.
Where's Axel? Yeah, Edge. Edge did do 2021. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
thought Edge came in at one.
Edge
He
and
can't.
Orton
He won
started
at
that
number
off.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Edge and Orton started that match off. So yeah, I was wrong. My bad. My bad.
All right. All
So
right.
one now are these numbers going to be for women and men rumbles, right?
I mean,
no
we could
idea.
do both
You
if
gotta
you
talk
want.
to. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
talk to that
we should
guy.
we should combine them. I think we have a chance for maybe a number one for women, but we'll see.
All right, we could do both. Fuck it.
Okay.
Why not? Why not?
Okay.
You get to pick the next 2 drafts if you win them both.
Nice. Okay. All right.
All right, Chase.
Hmm.
It's not that hard, man. It's just a number 1 to 30.
I know.
There's
I'm
30 of them.
debating. I'm debating on which pick I want to go next. What numbers are off the board, Mark?
Wow.
We got 3, 1,
22,
22,
27,
and
1.
27.
You guys can't.
Go
You
ahead.
guys can't do that.
3, 1, 22, and then your number 27.
Okay. Let's go 25.
25. All right. I'm going to go with 21 in honor of Slam and Sammy
Sean
Sosa.
Taylor.
No.
Oh.
Sammy Sosa.
Did he die?
No. Said
Oh.
in honor of my boy Sammy Sosa.
I thought that was like a
No. No, that's the. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Remember when he was black?
Yeah.
Dude, when someone said I didn't know that he had Ray Vitiligo, and then when someone sent me a photo of him, I was like, "Who's that?" Like Sammy Sosa. I'm like, "No,
Dude,
it's
yeah.
not."
I
It's
see. I
really-
seen like a crazy picture of him where he looked like it was like a pinkish color. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, there's just not. Sorry, quick side tangent. My brain hurts, so I'm on one today. But there's a guy on TikTok who has it, but he
wow.
has like a patch here, and then his beard is like blonde. It looks sick. He looks really cool with it.
Okay.
ABJ.
ABJ, you're up. You got 3 and 1.
30.
30.
ABJ,
Right.
can we go 1 week of doing bad booking without you trying to say something to get us canceled?
That's not. I'm not making fun
I know.
of
I'm just.
it.
I'm just. fucking-
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Don't throw
All
me
right.
under the bus.
All right.
Dick.
Cancer culture, full effect here. All right. Go ahead. Chase, you have 27 and
has number
25.
number 30 made the most winners, Scott? I thought it was
I
27.
was 27.
Yeah.
You're pulling an old show on me. Every time I say something, you turn it to 11, so you make me look like a fucking heel. Can't believe you said that. I was like, what did I say? That was so terrible there.
All right. So I've picked 27 and 25, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Give me number 2.
Okay, you got number 2. Awesome. I am gonna go with 15. Chase, do you know why I'm going with 15?
Why are you going with
smoke your
15?
first bone at 15?
You could think about it for a little bit. See how much of a true fan you really are.
Number
ABJ, you're next.
The Jericho return at 15?
No.
I'm gonna go close to you with 15. I don't know if anyone's ever won from this number, but this is my favorite number. I'm gonna go 13.
13. Unlucky number 13. All right. All right, Chase.
I'll give you my pick when you tell me why you picked 15.
Mahomes.
But-
Oh.
Kind of a fucking fan are you?
Oh, I was
Fucking
sitting.
loser.
I was like,
Fucking
I was sitting there
loser.
thinking of like, bro, and then I was like,
I said, and I quote, "What? Let's see how much of a fan he really is." And I picked 15.
If Bray Wyatt comes in the Rumble at 13, I don't my pick doesn't count anymore.
why it's not coming in the Rumble?
I don't think Wyatt's gonna be in the Rumble at all, dude.
No, not at all.
That man doesn't wrestle. He can't try promo.
Yeah.
All right, Chase.
Um,
I want to do a timer on Chase's picks. The average picks for this guy. This guy slows down the draft
suck
for
a nut,
30
dude.
hours.
Suck a nut.
It's like, what number from 1 to 30? It's hard.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm trying to think.
While you're thinking, would you have been upset if Jags would have beat Kansas City and just kept that whole thing alive of Jacksonville winning a championship to see if WWE sent up a title?
I
No, I
wanted
told
that
you.
to happen so bad, dude.
Yeah, no, I told you. I wouldn't have been mad at all. I was sitting next to the biggest Jaguars fan I know, and I'd have been very happy for him. My team has been to the AFC Championship 5 years in a row.
Yeah, let's brag about it, you know.
I would have been okay with it. I would have been okay with it just being 4. So, I mean,
All right, Chase, pick a number. Pick a number, man.
Let's go 28.
I thought that was a good lead in. They're going to go 5. We were there 5 times in a row, 5. What are you saying? 28?
Yeah.
You said 28.
I have no idea what I've picked.
You have a little cluster. You have 27, 25, 28, 2.
Yeah. You got a big time cluster. You're banking on you're banking on the lateness right there, dude.
I do have a Mahomes jersey. I have 2.
Could have fooled me. I'm gonna go with number 7. No particular reason, just like number 7. Feeling hot.
I'm gonna squeeze my way into your guys' little cluster here, and I'm gonna take
23.
Yeah, 23. Give me 23.
Fucker. All right, Chase. Last number. Let's not take 3 hours.
I'm gonna go with number 4.
I was gonna say 29 still there if you want it, Chase.
Number
was it? I thought somebody picked 29. Are you fucking serious?
No, 29 still on the board.
Oh, I'm taking 29 then. Take my pick back. Taking
29.
Yeah, I would have sworn somebody.
If anyone in the last 5 if the last 5 entries of the Rumble come in, Chase has that all locked down.
Yep. You're goddamn right.
That's fine. All right, and my final pick is I'm gonna go 11. 11.
All right. So Chase.
And now your surprise entrance.
Well, before we do that, we'll just give our numbers out. Chase is going to have 27, 25, 2, 28, 29. Mark is going to have 22, 21, 15, 7, 11. ABJ will have 3, 1, 30, 13, 23.
And remember, these are both for the men's and women's Royal Rumble. And if you win both, you get to pick the next 2 drafts. You win one, you pick the next draft.
Nice. I like it.
And now, our final 6th pick, we're going to do our surprise entrance.
Yep.
For the Royal Rumble for both men's and women's.
I go first, right?
Yep.
I'm going to say a returning for the women, for men. Woo, Zack Ryder.
He's coming as Zack Ryder?
And I'm saying Zack Ryder.
Okay. So just to clarify, if he comes out of any other name besides Zack Ryder, you lose.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And your woman pick?
We're going to feel the glow at Rumble. Naomi.
Okay. Naomi. All right, Chase.
So I'm gonna do my women's first because I don't agree with ABJ. I don't think Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona comes back.
He trademarked Zack Ryder. He bought the trademark.
I'm glad. I think that was weird.
This guy.
My back door just opened randomly, guys.
Your back door's always opening.
Heard that. Wish it didn't, but I did. Okay, so Chelsea Green for the women's, for me, and for the men. In one of my picks,
Chelsea Green.
One of my picks for the men, the numbers, you're going to see the returning Big E.
Damn, wow. I was actually going to go for that one, dude.
And I'm telling you right now, we're going to get into this Royal Rumble talk. I wouldn't be surprised if Big E didn't win. Or I wouldn't be surprised if Big E did win. Sorry.
Really? Over Cody?
I told you we're going to get into this. So,
Okay, we'll get into it. All right, cool.
yeah.
All right, so for my pick, they're both are not. Well, I'm sorry, I lied. One of them will be returning. One of them is I'm gonna actually go with Mickey James. It's my women pick. And my men's pick, I am going Jay White. Switchblade.
They're all fun. They're all no one goes all this. Interesting.
Yep. I think all this goes. I think all this goes to the E before Mickey does.
Yeah, I do too.
If all this doesn't come back to Impact. All right.
I think he's going to
So,
Impact, dude.
huh?
I speaking of all this real quick, I think he's going to Impact. I don't think he's going to the E.
He supposedly Aldis is doing some type of weekend event in wherever the event is in Rumble,
Mhm.
and they're billing it as like a pre-Rumble party, and Nick Aldis is booked to be there.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Could be wrong with that information. Don't take me to the bank for it, but that's what I'm hearing.
So, last week on Monday Night Raw, Jimmy and Jay Uso announced that at the Raw 30th anniversary, which is tomorrow, 30 years of Monday Night Raw, guys. That's nuts.
That's awesome.
Did you ever go back and like rewatch that first episode of Raw, like in
Yes.
today, like in recent times?
I have.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good episode.
Yep.
SmackDown.
But-
I'm sorry. SmackDown's first episode was awesome too. Sorry to interrupt you. SmackDown's
No,
episode
you're
was really
good.
awesome too. The Rock vs Triple H for the championship first episode was really awesome.
that was in Kansas City.
Was it? Did you get to go?
It was.
You remember when you were
Yes.
a kid? Were you there? Oh, that's
Yep.
awesome. All right,
Yep.
back to Raw 30. Sorry, go ahead.
Michaels was my favorite. Michaels was my favorite wrestler, obviously. And then when he super kicked the Rock, my fucking heart broke. Yep.
How about when he super kicked Shelton Benjamin out of the air? That's one of my favorite super kicks.
That's one of the best super kicks I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
Probably the best.
Absolutely. So anyways, Jimmy and Jay were talking about, Raw's 30th, and then they announced that at Raw's 30th, they were going to have a bloodline acknowledgement, and every generation of the bloodline was going to be there. The first thing that everybody posted on social media was this is where The Rock comes, right? On SmackDown, or after the events of SmackDown, they've now changed. We're not going to get a bloodline acknowledgement tomorrow. We're going to get the trial of Sami Zayn. I find this very weird that it is coincidentally after the report by Wrestling Observer came out that The Rock has notified WWE that he will not be ready for Los Angeles.
Don't believe it. I don't buy it.
So I don't care either way, but I've got two things for you. One, I'm glad they did that because number one, we have Roman versus Kevin Owens. If Rock would have came out tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, you now have taken the complete thunder away from Rock and Kevin Owens, or not Roman and Kevin Owens.
Reigns and Roman, yeah.
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate it that they used to do that. They did that with Lesnar and Roman. Roman had to fight Finn Balor, the demon Finn Balor, at Extreme Rules, and everybody's like, "Oh no, well him and Brock are going to fight at Survivor Series," and it was like, you've already shit on this already.
So the interesting thing with that is there was rumors, and they never said who, but they said there's rumors that Roman may lose a title before Mania. That was one of the reports that Roman will lose a title before Mania. I'm not saying Kevin's that guy. I would fucking love it to be that guy, but that was
Absolutely.
a report going on a while. So that's up in the air. And the only reason I will say, I wouldn't throw out that acknowledgement thing is because I may know some people that live near me, and they are all going to be at Raw because it's in Philly, and a lot of the bloodline live in Northeast Pennsylvania. So I wouldn't throw that off the table just yet. Also, did WWE just secretly, slyly on WWEshop.com just dropped like a handful of new Rock merchandise.
Rock merch. Yep.
They're dropping tons of new videos on their YouTube channel with Rock matches and Rock thumbnails and best moments of returns and putting the Rock in there. And the entire poster of Royal Rumble is blue electricity. He will be there at Rumble.
I guarantee he'll be there. Royal Rumble.
And there is inside reports of people saying that the reason they made Cody announcement is because they are so confident of the other surprises they have coming into the Rumble that announcing Cody doesn't affect anything.
Yep. Like I said, I like it for a couple different reasons. One, like I said, it doesn't take away from them. The other thing is it gives them more time to build for it. So if it happens, I will piggyback off of what you said, ABJ, about Roman losing one of the titles. I have been a mad proponent. Every single time one of those dipshits on TikTok or another content creator was like, oh, Austin Theory can cash in and win one of the titles, and then Roman still has the other title. And I'm like, they're unified dipshits. Like, you can't do that. I was wrong. Or I was wrong in WWE not going that route. Because if you watch Raw and you watch Judgment Day versus the Usos, Judgment Day and the Usos have specifically said that they are fighting for the Raw tag team titles.
Yep. And then the tournament that just happened is also for the SmackDown tag team titles.
Tag team titles.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously they could twist it by saying, yeah, well, Roman's titles were unified. The Usos titles weren't. But I think we are going to get the route of them going, oh, they aren't unified. People can still win one or the other. So
now, are you for that? Since we're on the subject, are you for the separations of the titles?
Mark, you and I have harped on this for a long time, dude, and I have made my stance very clear on it. I am 1,000% for I am 1,000% all for a draft if WWE can fucking do it right. But WWE has tried to do a draft for the past 20 years.
And they overload one show.
And they have done it 4 or 5 times. And then after 2 or 3 years, they're like, oh, we're just not doing it anymore. And it's like,
the draft should be every year. Like every year should be a draft.
Every year. I agree. I mean,
it's a great way to mix up storylines. It's a great way to keep people away from each other for a while. It's a great way to get people back together to do storylines.
Absolutely.
Together.
It's a great way to build stars. But when Mark and I very first talked about it last year, I told Mark that was my stance on it. But if you were going to fire over 100 on-screen talent, over 200 on-screen talent, and go down to this minimal size roster, then yes, do away with the draft. But with Hunter bringing back all these people, and it's kind of getting scatterbrained about where, like who's doing what and where is everybody else, I'm all for it. Let's do it. After WrestleMania, let's do another draft.
Anything's possible.
Everything
that we like right now can all go back to shitter.
Yeah,
I agree. As far as me, everyone knows I'm against the draft, but I wouldn't mind it as long as they put all the effort that they're doing right now, like in all the divisions and making the divisions to be had. It would not be bad if all the divisions are being booked like they should be. Like if you're gonna have 2 tag divisions,
I'm gonna go shut my back door that randomly opened. Okay, guys.
Yeah. If you have 2 tag team divisions, Raw and SmackDown, if you have 2 tag team divisions on Raw and SmackDown, number 1, you have to have enough tag teams to support it. Number 2, you have to make sure that both tag team divisions are being booked correctly where there is a tag team to be had, which is part of my big gripe when you go to AEW side when it comes to that Trios Championship. You have these Trios titles, but no, they don't have Trios matches unless it's fucking the Elite.
It is. I think it's weird for fans with the WWE side of things because we always seen Raw and SmackDown. It's hard to say. I know they throw it in our head. We're like, this is a brand. It's the brand. It's a brand. It's a show. But we always kind of just think of it as like Raw and SmackDown are still part of the WWE. So like you're the WWE champion. So when you say like one's the Universal and one's the WWE, but then every other title is like the Intercontinental or this one or the tag teams are a little easier because they said this is the SmackDown tag team titles and this is your Raw tag team titles. I think they would have to say this is the Raw world title and this is the SmackDown world title,
SmackDown World
because
title.
if
I
you have
agree.
if you have a company and you have one company that everyone just makes as this is the WWE, and you have two world champions, it makes it weird. Like,
It
so
does
like
make it weird.
AEW has ROH and it has AEW, and they're two completely different brands. Um, it's I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I it's hard for me to wire my brain to say like Raw is its own thing and has its own championship, but like if that's the route they're going because they have two different networks and two different people and each network wants its own champion, it's tough to do.
It makes sense. I'm not that idiot who doesn't be like it doesn't make sense. I understand the logic of it. Two different shows, they want two different champions. I get
Yeah,
it. But my fear is that they'll only focus
they'll
on
fuck it
booking.
up like they always do.
Well, yeah, but my fear is that they will only focus on both world champion. You scared the shit out of me. She's wearing this face mask, and it's like blue. You want to go him on camera?
Yeah, let's see this. Let's see this,
It's
Murph.
fucking. They want to
Does
see
she
it.
look like? Does she look like Uncle Howdy?
Dude, she scared
Is it
the
like
fuck
an Uncle
out of
Howdy,
me.
man?
Oh boy,
This is the wife. This is the
you're like
wife.
an avatar.
That's Mrs. Kingpin. I love it.
That's
It is.
Mrs. Kingpin.
Mrs. Kingpin running. I would have
She
my
just
wife running, but
she just popped on. I was like, what the hell is that? Anyway, so my fear is that currently I think Triple H is doing a fantastic job putting more emphasis on the mid card belts, the Intercontinental and the U.S. titles. They're putting more, number one contenders matches, tournaments, same things. And my fear is when they go and split those championships, they'd have to put all their effort back into the world championships, making them do amazing things just for those divisions, and everything else is going to be an afterthought. Because I think when they were separated, that's exactly what it was, is that every other title was an afterthought. And that's my fear.
And so here's my thing, and we'll end on this because I want to get your guys' thoughts on what you guys think is going to happen tomorrow night. But everything was an afterthought with when Vince was running the show.
True.
And we saw that, right?
True.
Like the only thing that Vince did the past 2 years is this Roman thing. And other than Roman, everything else in WWE sucked story-wise. Sorry, that's just that's how it was.
I agree.
Nothing was appealing. The talent was there, all the talent was appealing, but I mean the stories they were running were dog shit. And now you have Hunter, and Hunter goes and brings back Road Dogg. Hunter goes and brings back William Regal. And all these guys that Hunter knows and trusts to help run the show, guys that aren't fucking named Bruce Pritchard, and that can help write for these guys and write stories for them. And so that's why I'm willing to give it another chance, Mark, is because I'm like, okay, I've seen what 20 years of Vince doing different storylines and a draft does. Now let's see what it does with Triple H. If that's the route that Triple H goes, we don't know. I mean, Triple H
Vince doesn't put his head back into it again.
Yeah,
that's my fear, man. It's like there's just so much different things. But right now, like WWE has been very good, and I like things that are going on. It's just the moment we start making 2 world championship divisions, 2 mid card divisions, 2 women's championship divisions, which we still have, and then 2 tag team divisions. It's just a lot of story to book and write, and that's just my fear. It might get more overwhelmed, and that's I feel like that's part of the problem.
Well, here's the thing:
Yeah.
you don't need all your titles to be on TV. You know who was doing this very, very well for a long time, and then they dropped the ball? AEW.
Oh
Yeah. AEW 1 week had A B channel. It was show A, and then next week was show B, and then show C, and they would revert back to A. So 1 week, A's channel was your world title, this character, this character, this character, and then the next week on Dynamite would be this character, this character, this character. Then the next week was this character, and then it would revert back to you'd see your champion. And you wouldn't see him for maybe a week or two, and you were able to build all these storylines and have them conclude either on TV or wait for a pay per view. I think WWE needs to take that approach too, where you have, a handful of storylines this week, and then let that kind of simmer for a week, and then bring in another set of storylines. And I think it'd work. But we a little bit of interesting news here. 3 hours ago, just kind of reported WWE looking to bring back Authors of Pain. Internal discussions to bring back Authors of Pain.
That's one of the tag teams I feel like didn't get a good shot. I mean, because they're great on NXT. I don't know if you guys were watching NXT like that, the Black and Gold, but they're fantastic on Black and Gold.
Yeah,
Are you
verify tech.
kidding? Are you kidding me, my guy?
I mean, you didn't know what number Patrick Mahomes were, so I don't know.
You're so stupid.
I know.
Anyways,
Thanks.
there's something about your face makes me want to punch you right in the suck hole.
Oh, you're not the
Um,
first person to ever say that. I actually take big pride on that one.
yeah.
Is there something I can do? Something I can do? No, I just wanna lay one of these right in there. I love that one.
You won't be the first, won't be the last. You know,
I have that same face, man. I feel you.
it's all
I
good.
go to bars and people just look at me like,
So tomorrow night, guys, is this where it happens?
I don't think The Rock shows up tomorrow night. And after everything I said,
No,
I
no,
still
no.
don't.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about The Rock. I'm talking about Sami Zayn. The trial is Sami Zayn. Does the bloodline find Roman, or does the bloodline find Sami Zayn guilty, and does it end with Superman punch?
No,
You
I
don't
think
think
it.
so?
I think it ends with one of those cheap Roman Reigns hug Sammy type deals, and they want to have him on the back burner so he could potentially save him from Kevin Owens on Royal Rumble.
Listen,
I think it's like we forgive you, here we go, but then you get that little cut of camera, little smirk from Roman Reigns. He's like, "Yeah, come here, smile," all smiles, and then we're like this. He's like, "Yeah, you motherfucker, I got you."
I got one
I- I'm
better.
I'm
Okay.
telling you right now, if they don't turn on Sammy tomorrow, I'm done. Who's knocking on who?
It wasn't me.
Go ahead and talk.
Okay.
So I think the way it goes down is I think they are about to turn on Sammy. I think the turn is about to happen. The writing's on the wall. It's kind of like it's like a mob movie. I think here's how I would write this. I would write it like it's gonna be like when you know someone's about to get whacked in the mob, right? Because this is like a
Yeah.
mob story,
Yeah.
and all the writing on the wall is Sammy's about to take his shot, and a turn of events happen
Sorry, boys.
where Kevin comes in and makes the save. He's not even trying to make the save for Sammy. He just hates the bloodline so much that he comes down to cause chaos and confusion. But it was enough fear in Sammy's heart that he was about to get jumped out or he was about to get beat up that it plants the seed. And then I think Sammy turns on the bloodline at Rumble.
I like that a lot better, but I don't think that's
I
gonna
kind of think
happen.
that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen. And like I said, if I don't get a payoff tomorrow, I'm done.
You're not, dude.
Shut
It's
down.
Raw 30 is
I
going to
don't think
be
you're getting that payoff.
Raw
I-
30 is going to be a huge setup for you to tune in to Royal Rumble this
Yeah,
weekend.
I'm already gonna tune in. Like that's
I know, I
what's
can't wait. I'm
goofy about
so
it.
excited for Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I'm
totally
already gonna
honest.
tune in, but this thing of dragging it out and
Good.
dragging it out. So we've been waiting for this payoff since Survivor Series.
Dude, we've been watching this for 2 years, and every time we think it's closing, they add something to it to keep it going for another couple months, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. But I'm talking about like this this Sammy and Kevin thing. The Sammy and Kevin thing has been going since Survivor Series, right? Since War Games.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting like when is it going to happen? We're either going to get Sammy versus Kevin, or we're going to get Sammy turning on, or the bloodline turning on Sammy. The obvious is Sammy, the bloodline turning on Sammy, or Sammy turning on the bloodline, whatever. If it's not this week, if it's not Monday, like how long are you going to drag it out? Like
I think it ends Royal Rumble. I think
Yeah.
I think it comes with, like I said, I think it's gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be like this little fake ass hug, like, all right, we got you, we forgive you, you're not guilty, blah blah blah, whatever. And then you might get like some type of cut scene or something backstage on the Royal Rumble where Kevin is talking to Sammy. And then I think Sammy does a failure of like a helping Kevin Owens win and turn on Roman Reigns. Like Roman Reigns retains the championship. I think he tries to help Kevin win the
Why?
championship, and then that's it.
Scott, my guy, why would Jay turn on Roman?
Yeah, I don't think
That's so random, my guy.
But yeah, I think it's ultimately going to be a failed type of
I don't.
help.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think will happen? Here's what I think should happen. I think tomorrow night, like I said, they go through the trial. They make up a bunch of, or not make up, but they just do a bunch of weird shit where they're like, Sammy, you did this and you were supposed to do this. Sammy, you did this and you were supposed to do this. At the end, the wise man's going to say, for your transgressions against the bloodline, we find you guilty. And as he says that, Roman's going to Superman punch him, and then they're going to beat the absolute dog shit out of him. And Kevin will come out for the save, but it'll be too late. Sammy's going to be hurt. Royal
So,
Rumble, Sammy comes out and attacks Roman.
see, the only thing is we need, just because I still truly believe that Kevin and Sammy are going to go for the tag team titles. Um, and we need to get that to happen, but it doesn't make sense if everything revolves around Roman. Um, so like that. This is my fear with this payoff, right? Is you like the reason why people are so hyped up and think Sammy could be a world champion or Kevin could be a world champion because it revolves around Roman. But it's very, very clear that Cody's going to come back and probably beat Roman for the titles. Like it just seems like it's too obvious. Um, and that's kind of WWE's thing, you know what I mean? Like he's the golden boy coming back type deal. Um, the only thing I can think of is the whole time you think it's gonna be Roman, you think it's gonna be Jay. What if the other Uso is the one who super kicks Sammy, and he was the one that was in Sammy's camp the whole time, and then Sammy's almost like, "Yo, like if anybody, I thought you were my guy. Like we had the handshakes, we had the claps, like you were always in my camp."
I
But
love the
they just
handshake.
need to find a way to steer this story from to get to that tag team side of things. And I could be wrong. Maybe they're swerving us all,
No,
like you know what I mean. But it's
I 1,000% agree with you. So how I would do that is, like I said, when Sammy comes back at the Royal Rumble, like the scenario I gave, when Sammy comes back at the Royal Rumble to stop or to attack Roman, it's going to cause the Usos to come out, and Kevin is still going to lose. And Kevin's going to get massively frustrated because every single time Kevin fights Roman, it's always one of the Usos. It's
cost
always
them.
one of them.
Yep.
Always. So take Sammy out of the story for just a moment. Kevin challenges Solo because Kevin now makes it a point that he's going to spend the next few months knocking the blood down one by one. So he challenges Solo. Do it at Elimination Chamber. Do it wherever. I don't fucking care. Make it a special event. Whatever.
Solo
Okay.
takes his first loss at a pay per view.
Solo takes his first loss against Kevin Owens. Not a shot. But Solo also takes his first loss to Kevin Owens because the Usos will try to interfere and Sammy will stop them. And then Sammy will go to him and go, and it will be it will be
I'm
their
into
most
that.
reluctant, it will be their most reluctant relationships. Because Kevin will still look at Sammy and go, "No, I don't care for you anymore. I'm not your friend anymore. You made your decision." And Sammy will go, "Fine. Then if you won't be my friend, help me knock them down." And then that's when they'll go after the Usos for the
I'm
tag
into
team
that. I like that a
championships.
lot.
I like
What
that
if
a
the
lot too.
elimination chamber is essentially the entire bloodline minus Roman, all in the pods, and it's Kevin, and then put every other member of the bloodline in chambers, and that's the trial.
Holy shit! Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah.
because
god.
an elimination chamber doesn't always technically mean you're going to get a number one contender spot. You know what I mean?
I mean, elimination could be a title match. It could be number one contender. It could be a bunch of shit. So
Yeah.
So guys, moving on from that,
you
we
know, you know, what would be really cool. My bad, Chase.
no,
You know, what would be
go
really
ahead, bro.
cool. This is not something that won't happen, but can you imagine like a faction is just like so dysfunctional? They all be like, you know what, we're gonna settle this faction, fucking all this dysfunction with our faction, and we all go in the fucking elimination chamber. And they all just beat the fuck out of each other, and they come out and they're like, yeah, all right, we're all good, or we're all go our separate ways, or whatever. I think that'll be really cool. Something different. Something like, like say you put like all, like back in the day, like all DX was in there and they were about to break up, or they had all this dysfunction. They all just beat the hell out of each other and all walk out. Like, all right, are we all good now? All right, let's go back to getting what we're fucking doing. Like, I think something
Yeah.
different out of the box, but something different. What were you saying, Jace?
I was just gonna say, moving on.
Yeah.
Social media, wrestling community was in quite an uproar this week because WWE announced Cody Rhodes was going to be in the Rumble instead of making it a surprise.
If
We
you
kind of
didn't think
already,
that was going to be a thing, you're crazy.
I mean, we've kind
They
of already
said
covered it
9 months
earlier
ago he would be ready in 9 months.
for the Royal Rumble, of course.
Beep beep beep. My
And
watch is
plus,
going off.
and plus, like ABJ said earlier, that they said that announcing it on the regular show, does nothing to do with all their surprises that we're going to get at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
It hinders nothing.
Yeah. I thought the same thing too. I was like, why does it matter? Like, why is everybody making a big deal about this? Like, you knew he was gonna, and that was the other thing, was people were like, we know, like, of course we know, but I mean, like, geez, try to surprise us or something. And it was like,
I mean, like, are you still not gonna pop when you see Cody finally back? I mean, come on.
yep.
A new muscular Cody. Ooh, his veins popping. It's gonna be great.
He's gonna come out looking.
All
Vince
big wheeled
Vince is
up.
Vince is gonna be so excited to see Cody back.
Cody's like, ooh, thank God I hit the gym because if he comes back, at least now I'm a body guy.
Yep. Ah, such good shit.
Cody, I'm
Um,
so proud of you. You started a company and look at those pecs.
and the scar makes you look like a badass. I love it.
What the fuck?
Now let's
All
talk
right.
about getting that stupid tattoo removed.
That tattoo, bro.
That tattoo's badass, man.
You like it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
I think Roman should get a giant W, like the title on his neck. Oh no, there's already a wrestler who put the giant W on his chest. That was a fucking move.
Yeah.
The puppet,
No.
it's gone. I don't know where it is.
Or the wrestler that put the giant sword on his chest.
Speaking of Cody, will we see his wife Brandy in the Royal Rumble?
No,
Probably
no.
as a
I don't think
filler. As a filler.
You won't see Brandy until a segment that I think will happen later.
I ordered my first championship belt.
Which
Really?
one?
Yep. I have a couple that I ordered. Because a certain content creator, I'm not going to call anybody out by names, who specializes in belts, never returned my messages and completely ghosted me about it. So I went elsewhere. And I have a custom championship for the I-70 hot tag being made. And yes, Mark. And then the one that I am getting first before that is the WWE Championship with the red strap, and it has the Chief emblems on the side. So it's pretty much the one that they give the Super Bowl winning teams, but it's got the red strap instead of the black strap. So,
Damn. Ghosted your messages. What a heel.
huh?
I mean,
It's like ghosted all your messages. What a heel.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though. Getting back on track, that's pretty cool. As a fan, even though I'm not a Chiefs fan, but as a fan, having the
I
faith in
get
there, that's funny. You guys are idiots. You guys are idiots.
It was almost as funny as your joke, but it took me a second. You were like, "What a heel," and I was like, "Yeah, what a," and then I was like, "Oh damn, I like that."
Yeah,
I
you
was
like that?
like, "My man." ABJ, you have such a way with words, man. I
Oh, no,
love it.
I'm amazing.
All right, so we're
appreciate
not going to spend too much time on this Cody shit. I just wanted to harp on people that sounded like idiots on social media. They were like, "We knew it was going to happen, but why would you not, at least surprise us?" Anyways, Eddie Kingston turns on Ortiz, and I'll tell you what I loved about this and what I hated about it. I'll get what I hated about it out of the way first. What I hated about it was it happened on Rampage, because I don't watch Rampage. So
At
sorry.
all, ever?
I do. I watch the replays of it sometimes. It just depends.
Don't get
They
me
are
wrong.
trying
Yeah.
really hard to make Rampage a viable show again. I will give them
The-
that.
Rampage has banger matches. I mean,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is I'll watch the replays of it.
yeah.
Obviously, I didn't watch the replay of it this week because I was busy Saturday and today. So, what I loved about it was this whole time I kept sitting here thinking, I was like, we talked about it on the AEW Dynamite post show. Can you see Eddie Kingston a part of the House of Black? No. Can you see Ortiz a part of the House of Black? No. Like, this is stupid. Okay, let's move on. And that's what's great about it is Malachi Black is his character is so manipulative and conniving, deceiving, if you will, that neither one of those guys had to join the House of Black to turn on one another. That he was playing mind games this whole time, and they turned on each other. Like they didn't have to join the House of Black for that to happen. So I loved it. I rewatched it. I watched the segment this morning. When I saw Mark had it on the list, I was like, oh shit. I was like, did they do that? Did they pay that off? And then I went and saw it happen on Rampage, and I was like, well, that's why I fucking didn't see it, or I don't remember it. And then I watched it, and I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was done great. You know, um, they were very upset with they were very upset with one another, and they were like, hey, like, why is this happening? Like, why are you acting this way? Why are you doing this? And he was so upset with Ortiz, and so upset with the thought of Ortiz stabbing him in the back, that it was him the whole time. So I loved it.
So where do you think this like feud goes from here? Do you think it's over? Do you think they get a match? Do you think
Oh yeah,
someone
absolutely.
like they said, like even like does Homicide show up and try to repair the friendship or something?
They
Or
may.
do you
I think
think
that would be cool. I think that'd be cool if they pulled a little bit of that stuff in there, pull
or do you,
some Homicide or Conan
yeah,
in there.
yeah. Or
Fuck.
do you think after this pretty much leads to Eddie Kingston being the only one employed by the company now?
No, I don't think that. I think that I think we'll get a grueling match out of it.
Mhm.
I also think that I also think that
From last week.
uh
I love that. I love you.
um I also think that it would be cool. I don't think it'll happen, but I think it would be cool if Santana played a part in this somehow. But
If Santana and Ortiz put their differences aside,
Yeah, I mean
I don't think that'll happen.
that's what's real sad about it, man. Pride and
Yeah.
Powerful. I mean, they never really got a shot, and they were
Like
just
Santana for real wants to stab Ortiz, so I don't think
it's
it'll happen.
crazy. Yeah, I don't think it'll
Yeah,
happen either. I think it's done. It'd be really nice though, but it's just
but
really
to
sad
get
how that tag team broke up. It's just done now.
all those former LAX members, Conan, fuck, pull Hernandez out, like, and just have them
I'm a
like
big
show up.
Hernandez friend, dude. I miss
I
Hernandez.
was
I
when,
love Hernandez, man.
yeah, bro, like
That was my
I'll tell
guy.
you, what, man. Like Mark, like I'm half Hispanic, but I don't. You couldn't tell
yeah,
at
you look
all.
Italian.
You couldn't tell by the way. I don't speak Spanish at all.
Mark looks more
Uh,
Spanish than you do.
oh, because Mark is like
It's because I
Mark is a
am
Mexican.
Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. Mark is a Mexican. I am a Mexican.
I'm actually not a Mexican. You racist asshole. I'm Puerto
Oh
Rican
my
and
bad.
Cuban.
I should have known because of the Puerto Rican flag behind you. Damn.
You could both pass for Italians. It's fine.
What a
Yeah.
racist dude.
Anyways, but when LAX was in its prime, bro, I wore that. I rode that shit like I'd be like, yeah, my real dad's last name is Sandoval, motherfuckers. Like,
All of a sudden, you're like, "What's up, SA?"
yeah, walk around calling
He
everybody
can't even
gringo.
say his name right.
Yeah, Sandoval.
So you're
That's
Cuban. How
right,
does it feel that the greatest Cuban of all time was played by an Italian?
right?
That's rough. He did a great job. He did a great job.
Well, actually, to be fair, too, he also played. Well, Carlito's Way, was that Mexican?
Was that Mexican?
I'm not
Who?
sure.
I don't remember.
Pacino, when he played Scarface and he played Carlito's Way. He played two Spanish characters as an Italian dude.
I'm not
Well-
sure if that was Mexican. I'm trying to remember now.
It doesn't matter. Let's
Carlito's
keep
Way.
moving on. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
an ABJ side quest I just started. I don't want to. Let's not
Yeah,
take
you
it.
fucked up. You fucked
Yeah,
up.
Scott, I was Dominic Mysterio before Dominic Mysterio was.
But yeah, I would love to see Hernandez come back, man. I was a huge Hernandez fan, dude. Love Hernandez.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Hernandez was John Cena before John Cena. He was rocking the long jorts and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kai brings up a good point. He says Conan just got some major heat for booking.
Dude,
Del
everyone's
Rio.
booking Del Rio. I wouldn't go too hard on Conan. Everyone, dude.
Everyone is
Del
booking
Rio is
Del
working
Rio.
so much in Pennsylvania. It's gross. I won't go to a show with him on it. Him and Ellsworth. I'll avoid those like the plague.
Ellsworth too.
He's always getting booked in the Northeast area.
Yeah.
They love him.
Oh my god. There's
He just tried to
a
book
huge,
Teddy Hart in a show in Jersey,
Really?
and he no-showed it. Yeah.
Wow.
I think there's a couple reasons for that. I think if you book Teddy Hart on a show, I think a lot of people would buy tickets just so they could go throw batteries
Well,
at Teddy Hart.
there's this whole concept of controversy is money, and people have that mentality, and you're
I
like,
have that
well,
book.
if I bring in a
Good
really
book.
controversial figure, people are going to come just to say they seen him, and it's like, is that really the route you want to go? Like, and all the people you can book in the area are indie talents you can put a match on. You're going to throw away a couple $100 or $500 or a couple grand on Del Rio or Ellsworth, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I
Hey
don't know.
guys, hey guy, you're from the Northeast area. You know there's some major pieces of shit in the independent wrestling
Oh,
scene.
there's major pieces of
So,
shit in every wrestling scene. Just
but especially in the Northeast area.
that's because we're the biggest area. That's like saying,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys have such a huge, like, there's independent wrestling all over the place in the Northeast states. And so, like, yeah, there's a lot
you
of
know how
pieces.
hard it is to take bookings and being like, I really want to work for this company because there's a few people on the roster that are really good, and you're like, but the guy who owns it and or this person they book all the time is a giant piece of crap. Do I want to take that for my? Do I want to work there for my resume? But also on my resume, it's tainted because I'm someone who stands by my views and my opinions very strong. And then I have to go work for certain people, and then I have to stay quiet because that's what you're. And I can't do that. Like, I'm constantly turning shit down. I probably turned down more bookings at the end of the last year than I had offered to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Edge and Beth Phoenix have been penciled in for the Elimination Chamber. Not surprising. It's gonna be in Canada, but
Rumble.
what are they setting up?
They're both coming back at the Rumble.
Yeah.
But what do you think happens at Elimination Chamber that leads into WrestleMania for those two?
Storyline with Finn Balor and
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley.
and Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
That's why I don't think Rhea Ripley's winning the Rumble.
Okay.
That's
I agree.
unfortunate.
I agree. I didn't think she was winning the Rumble either.
I
That
think
was
Rhea
my pick
Ripley
for the
being the
Rumble.
one to now here's my thing. I want them to be two solo matches. I don't want them to be an intergender tag team match. I think that takes away from it. If you really want to build up Finn Balor and you really want to build up Rhea getting a one-on-one victory over Beth Phoenix is probably bigger for her career than even her winning the Rumble and challenging a champion at Mania and possibly winning or not. I think her beating the Glamazon, one of the biggest figures, like China after China, Beth Phoenix. I think Rhea Ripley smacks her up in Mania is a big, big stepping stone for Rhea Ripley.
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah.
We got some Impact Wrestling news.
Yes, we do.
Santino Marella.
That's
That's
right.
what we're leading into. We're not going to lead into the fact that my girl that I've been talking about for the past 5 years.
We were gonna
telling
end that. That was
everybody,
like the main event.
F that. Santino, he can wait. I've been on the train of Masha Slamovich for 5
Slamovich.
years, and
Mhm.
she's getting another world. You cannot keep
She's gotta
throwing her
win this
world
one.
title slots and not doing it. And the fact
Yep.
that she's gonna do it, and it's possibly gonna be Mickey
Mickey
fucking
James.
James,
Yeah.
who. And here's the thing. Here's the cool thing about this full circle. When I first seen Masha, and I'm not saying I'm the one who found her or anything, but I just was really high on her for a long time. You can go back and listen to Tornado Tag. When Masha first broke in and she was talking about, when she first signed with Impact, one of the first things went out was a tweet by Mickey James saying, I think Masha Slamovich is the future of professional wrestling. Like Masha, like she went out and tweeted that, and like Mickey James was very, very high on Masha. So if Mickey James is the one who, I'm getting chills like talking about it. If Mickey James is the one who passes that torch to Masha Slamovich, would really, really, really excite me. and then they've already kind of planted those seeds of Masha and Deonna Purrazzo as like rivaling and feuding, which I think would be really fun too. I
Well,
thought for
those two
sure
are
it
my
would be.
two in favorite of Impact right now for sure.
Yeah,
Those two
I thought Deonna would be the one to go after Masha, and um, I'm sorry, Deonna would be the one to beat Mickey, and
Yeah.
then Masha would be the next in line. But the fact they flipped it is exciting to me. And listen, Masha is such a good heel that 9 times out of 10 she's brought into a storyline to help elevate a champion, and then she loses. That it doesn't hurt her as a character because she's such a good heel. But I think for this time for her to get the nod, I think is would be awesome for her, and she absolutely deserves it. And she works her fucking ass off. Um, I want nothing but the world for Masha. She's such a good person and such a good talent.
I agree. I I didn't think you all were prepped to talk about that for Impact, so that's why I didn't.
I watched
I didn't
everything this week.
look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched everything.
Um,
It was honestly the only thing I was able to do because I've been so busy with work, working on my condo, and then when I lay down, say I gotta watch some wrestling or something.
I'll tell you what though too. Here's a little teaser if you wanna learn some not even be an insider but just be a smart fan. If you want to look at what's happening on the independent scene or things that might actually happen on TV wrestling, a great place to do that is watching GCW. Because when GCW goes, oh, why is this person getting an opportunity here? Why is this person why is that being put together? It probably means because there's something bigger coming, and GCW wants to say, look at we gave the world title shot before they got their world title here. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
And who right now is the number one contender for Nick Gage's world title? Masha
Chase
Slamovich.
coughed. What was your question?
I said right now, who's the number one contender for Nick Gage's world title? Masha Slamovich.
Really?
She won. She at the New Year's show. She won the Rumble to take on Nick Gage.
Nice. I'm gonna have to watch that now.
Well, she might not. She won't win, but
Well,
Masha
still.
she's gonna get a showcase match against Nick Gage, and then probably go on to win the Impact World Title.
But them highlighting her,
Yeah,
to say like, hey, like we've got Masha Slamovich, and then she's about to go wrestle Mickey James. So I agree.
So Mickey James, are you guys kind of like disappointed that this last rodeo thing's kind of over now? So like she's not really like going to retire.
No, I'm not at all.
Yeah.
I think it was a very smart move by Impact. Do you know why? Because ABJ has said it since the summer that Nick Aldis would go to the E. And with Mickey James possibly ending her career in Impact, Mickey would follow him to the E. Guess what? Doesn't look like Mickey's leaving Impact anytime soon. And Nick Aldis, I don't think goes to the E now. I think he goes to Impact.
I don't hate Mickey
Impact
James
would
staying
be-
in Impact. I don't.
I
think
think he goes to
Impact's
Impact
women's
too.
division is really, really good, and I think Mickey James being there is huge for them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I think with this whole Vince McMahon coming back and the possible sale and all the
I think it
possible
turned a lot of
sale,
people off.
exactly, and of
Yep.
them possibly selling it to people that they don't want it to be sold. Like it's
I
really like,
1,000% agree.
I think Nick Aldis was probably primed to go to the E. It was like, hey,
I think there was a
time.
lot of people.
It's time, and I don't think it is anymore.
I think there was a lot.
Could be
of
wrong.
people.
I mean, shit, we might see all this on Saturday, but I really don't think so.
No, I 1,000% agree, Mark. I think there was a lot of people who were very excited to head there, who are now having second thoughts, not just with the fact of knowing who WWE might have sold it to, but the fact that WWE is selling in general, and possibly looked at it. I think Mickey has heard the fans talk about how much Impact is underrated, and I think Mickey clamoring for Impact has been a huge help to them. And like I said, I think if Impact brings Nick Aldis back in as Nick Aldis and what Nick Aldis has done, I think that would be huge for them.
I agree as well.
Impact is underrated. Impact is a solid show. It's just,
I told you, it's not bad at all.
There's so much wrestling content. It's just hard to watch it all. But Impact is a solid show. Every time I watch, when I have time to watch, I'm very entertained. and having the 2000s wrestlers go back there, it's been pretty fun. I know ABJ hates the Bully Ray. I enjoyed it. I'm glad he lost, obviously, because he's putting over
Obviously.
other people. Thank
Yeah.
God. But and bringing Nick Aldis back over there and then Mickey James staying, it does wonders for Impact. And honestly, with Vince McMahon back at the E and the potential sale, all those other places, AEW and Impact, suddenly look like, okay, AEW was in shambles from the wrestling community, but now all this seems like that might be the prime destination, and Impact might be back up there now
Yeah.
because they don't want to deal with what's going on in the E.
And the thing is too is like I've always been super high on Mickey. Like when people talk about the greatest women of all time and they say Trish and Lita, like Mick to me, and it's just my opinion, I look at Mickey as light years ahead of both of them. I think her character were better. I think she was better in ring. I thought she was more well rounded. I always
Absolutely.
just considered Mickey James should be one of those top talked about people. And it's a shame that every single time that WWE ever had her, they build her like that when she was there, but then would just release her like she was nothing. Like when they got rid of her,
Oh, with the trash bags incident
yeah, like
bullshit. Oh my god.
they silently let her go and didn't say a word, and not even to be like, "Hey, this is like a multi-time champion. She's wrestled in almost every generation. She's wrestled for every women's title we've ever had for our company, and there's no other woman who's done that." Like, and she came back to NXT and literally built NXT back up and gave some banger matches there and made that title seem relevant. Like she's just such a goat when it comes to women's wrestling, and the fact that WWE never looked at her like every time WWE needs an ace in the hole, they're like, "We're bringing back Beth, we're bringing back Trish, we're bringing back Lita," and it's just like Mickey James is still an active wrestler, and you don't even give a shit about her. It's disgusting.
I put Mickey James ahead of them too, 100%. Mickey James
Yeah,
and Gail Kim were
Gail
probably
Kim is so underrated.
so
Yeah.
underrated. Mickey James and Gail Kim, those were my favorite at Impact, and I think they were two of my favorite women wrestlers of all time.
Mhm.
Hey, so side side note here, because I mean, obviously this isn't on the lineup, but ABJ brought up a great point. Do you think WWE's relationship with Mickey James was hindered because of John Cena?
Mm, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
It's
I don't
it's
think John
it's
Cena
it's
really
definitely a possibility, but I don't think so.
uh, anything's possible. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough to say.
Because I mean, I agree with you. I mean, like, if it wasn't for Mickey, like Mickey James helped Alexa Bliss and like pushed Alexa Bliss. Like when she came back for that, when she came back to NXT, and then she went up. I mean, like she was hot shit.
Dude, when people talk
And
about Lita or talk about Trish, they always say Trish and Lita, but Trish and Mickey was way better storyline,
yeah,
and they were way better
Oh yeah.
matches.
Oh hell yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't say they were way better matches, but I feel like
I
that
would.
it needs to be in the discussion, bro.
Lita was really good
Two
as like a
thousand,
Selena Vega role, where she'd come in and she'd wrestle a dude and give a dude head scissor takeovers and stuff like that because the dudes can take them because the women
no,
couldn't at
no,
that
no,
point in
no,
time.
stop that. There was a main event in the UK where Trish and Lita closed the event, and Lita, and that was a fantastic match. When their last few years were great. But the thing that I will agree with you on that hinders it is the first 6 years from 99 to 2004.
Hmm.
So yeah, 5-6 years was absolutely nothing. But like I said, when they closed out Raw in the main event for the women's championship, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and,
I
Yeah,
just don't
no,
think
hey,
Mickey gets enough of her
yeah,
roses.
and that's the thing. Like when Mickey came in, like Mickey, like you go back and you look, like there was no progression. It was Trish and Lita, and then it was like, where does WWE go from here? And then boom, Mickey James comes in, and Mickey James is like, yo, like I'm like this is not gonna end, and I'm not only gonna help this, I'm going to carry this. And I love it. But I, you know, there's a lot of people that are always like, oh, Trish and Lita were overrated. Of course they were overrated.
I don't think they were overrated. I think they deserve their flowers as well, and I don't think
Yeah.
and they definitely changed the views of women's wrestling. But on the same token, towards the end of their career, they reverted back to what everything they hated about women's wrestling and went back to the TNA show. Like where Lita was all out there with her boobs in this camera. And I'm not hating her for it because that's the storyline they gave her. But on the same token, to say they helped build up the women's division to be taken seriously when they weren't active, they were almost reverting it back to what it was in the Attitude Era.
Yeah. No, I
Agreed.
agree with that because while Trish was still wrestling and while Trish was running that program with Mickey James and helping build Mickey James, Lita was stuck as Edge's valet
Mm-hmm.
and live sex celebrations, coming out wearing skimpy clothes all the time. And like obviously we know how Lita felt about that. Like she's mentioned several times it was the most awkward and it
Yeah.
was the most disgusting thing like she'd ever done. And she
Mickey
hated it.
James is like, cool, you're gonna make me a sexual object. I'm gonna lean super hard into it so you hate the fact that I do it and you'll never ask me to do it again. And then she
Yeah.
slammed Tristan, she did the whole bleh, and then they're
Yeah.
like, don't do that. She goes, oh, too much? Too
Yeah.
much, you fucking perverts.
Yeah.
I love Mickey. Mickey's a gangster. By the way, Matthew Holland in the chat. Let's talk about that for a second. What's going on, brother? I love you to death. Thank you for coming
What's
hanging out again.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sorry.
He
Some
came
people in
out.
the chat just need to be acknowledged, and that's one of them.
Absolutely. Matthew came and hung out with us on the AEW Dynamite post show.
Oh, what a gem.
Broke
This
broke
guy's a gem.
broke the stream.
Yeah.
And then came in for Thursday night for the I-70 hot tag, hung out with us for a little bit. Appreciate you, Matthew, for gracing us with
Also,
your presence.
Matthew's, I believe, mother reached out to me via comments section on YouTube and just kind of like said hi to me. She said she wanted to contact me, and I told her to just hit me up on social media. Don't know if Matthew, if anyone's there with you or she's there, but Anthony Blackwell Jr. on all social media if she wants to reach out. But thank you for hanging out with us, brother.
Absolutely. Heard you're quite the wrestling whiz, Matthew.
Mhm.
But all I see is Matthew cracking jokes all the time. So
I love it.
yeah. I love you like a fat kid loves cake.
Dude, this kid's the best.
So so back to what I originally brought up Impact for. Santino Morella came out at the end of Hard to Kill. And I knew something was up because he copyrighted Santino Morella,
Yeah, he bought
because
the name.
WWE had let the copyright die. Um, uh, and he is the new director of authority in Impact.
His new shirt looks dope too.
Does it?
It's funny.
I don't know how I like it, but
Interesting thing, isn't his daughter still technically in
In
developmental?
WWE, yeah, in
Yep.
WWE developmental, yes, she is.
absolutely, absolutely.
I'm a big fan of on-air authority figures, but his on-air authority figures just I don't know how I feel about it. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's just kind of weird.
Is
But
he is he
it
doing
is funny to see him back.
character? Is he doing comedy or is he like serious?
It's more of like it's him trying to be serious in a comedic way.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Like he's out here trying to make matches and you know what I Santilla Morala. Here I come with my and he has like his little fucking badge, like his little fucking toy badges that they come, like he's like a detective and shit. And he just whips it out and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make this 6-way match. And
Yeah, no.
it's weird. He's trying to do his WWE Santino Morala character and Impact Authority figure, and it's just kind of weird.
Miss
Yeah.
me with that shit. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Mark. I'm all for on-air authority figures.
I'm big pro on-air authority figures, and I know a lot of people don't want it, but I think AEW needs on-air authority figure. That's just me, whatever. But I'm a big on-air authority figure guy. Always love it. Always love the authority and the corporation, the GMs.
Sometimes
I like it.
I'm a big Adam Pierce fan, but Adam Pierce is actually lately Adam Pierce has been kind of
Adam Pierce has been pretty good. He's been pretty good lately.
They don't overdo it with him.
Because I don't like Adam Pierce. I never did.
I love Adam.
But lately,
Adam
I like
Pierce
him.
Adam Pierce was a stud.
You know, Adam Pierce was a legit booker. Like at one point in time,
Yeah,
he was legit booking ROH.
yeah,
Really.
And you know, like Adam Pierce was a legit badass on the independent wrestling scene.
That's one of my goals this year, guys. In 2023, I want to check out the independent scene here in Chicago. So
I told you, man. You let me know, and I'll come.
Delirious was a booker of ROH for a while too.
As soon as my house situation's done, once I get into the new house and everything, I'm gonna have more free time and I'm gonna check it out. So
Yep, definitely,
if
man.
you're willing to come up, man, you definitely got a place to
Oh
stay.
hell yeah,
So yeah,
hell yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that covers the Santino Marella thing. I think the last subject on our docket, guys, is Mark, I saw you had this on there, so I wanted to take an opportunity. ABJ and I both talked about it on the AW Dynamite post show when ABJ jumped on. Top Flight beating the Young Bucks clean
shocker to me
on
and
AEW.
awesome.
Yeah. So I like I said, I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of go over this with us, and
I don't want to take too much time, and I know you guys talked about the Dynamite Post show. I just wanted to point out that it's just
We
I
actually
think
watched it live.
oh yeah,
that's right, we did, my guy. We did. I completely forgot about that.
I thought
I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
I felt like you and I was like, why do I feel like ABJ and I spent more time together than just ABJ coming on the post show? And then I was like, that's right.
So for the people who are here, ABJ just started his own live watch-alongs. So I told everyone I'm going to be as consistent as I possibly can for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Thursdays we usually record. The reason we didn't record this Thursday, and Friday is Brian wanted to, but I felt like it wasn't the good move to do it. Brian just lost his pup. He had to put his dog down, and his dog was getting up pretty old, and he would have done it, no problem, no questions. But I just said I'm going to give him a couple days, and we'll come back at it next week. But so Friday might not be a thing. I may go live tomorrow afternoon and just kind of watch everything I missed throughout the week and just kind of hang out on the stream. And if you guys want to jump in and watch it with me, you can, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, so anytime that Raw, SmackDown, or I'm sorry, Raw, AEW, or NXT is live, head over to the YouTube channel or YouTube or Twitch and come watch along with me.
Yeah. So back to the match. I thought this was a big W for AEW. Help a young tag team, get their flowers, so to speak, because they've been that Top Flight has had such bad luck with the injuries. They haven't been able to go off, and they're so talented. And for the Bucks, everyone's saying that they booked themselves to win. For them to let them go over and go over them on clean,
Absolutely.
I thought that was a fantastic W for AEW.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree.
This is where your trios title is kind of important because they are getting themselves away from the tag team side of thing, and they are pushing and building new tag team talent.
That's great.
Absolutely.
But that also leads into my fail of the week. How do you not come out with your titles?
Because it's not a trio. It's not a trios match.
Doesn't matter. Do champions come out in tag team when the United States champion is booked in a tag team match? He doesn't come out with his United States title because it's not a United States championship match.
That's a singles match. But if you have a trios championship and a tag team comes out with the trios championships, it doesn't look cool.
Dude, so what I'm saying is if a US champion is in a tag match and he doesn't come out with a title, come on. You can't say representing 2/3 of AEW's trios championships. That is a fail to me. You can't say, because it's not a trios match. You're right, it's not a trios match. But guess what? Other singles championships are booked in tag team matches, and they come out with their belts, and it's not a singles match. It's the same difference.
For a guy with really pretty white cabinets, you sure do bitch a lot.
Okay, I'm sorry. You want me to just be like, great job?
Also, put your pants away after you wash them. You're fucking sad.
Yeah. The fuck are they doing on your counter?
What are you talking about? What are you looking at?
I'm just kidding.
And your disc drainer, the pan.
They're drying, dog.
I know, we're just giving you shit.
They're drying, man. But that's a fail to me, dude. I'm like,
I agree. I mean, it's a nitpick of mine, but I mean, I wouldn't be like it's a fail. Like
it's a fail. It's a fail. You just spent
maybe
7
visually
weeks shoving that title down.
I'm just trying to think. Maybe visually, Tony Khan's like, "Hey, leave the titles back here." Because if you go out there with the titles and then you're already taking the loss. But if you take the loss and you're carrying the straps, I don't want to diminish the trios too much.
I understand that logic, but that's also they did their job and they're putting over Top Flight, which was great. And why not be like, and they just beat 2/3 of the fucking trios tag team champions and former AEW tag team champions. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you got this hardware that you took 7 matches to fucking get, put it on TV.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I agree. I agree that they should have came out with them, but I mean, like I said,
I
I'm
think
not
it
gonna
was
harp
stupid.
on it,
That was a fail.
but I thought it was great for Top Flight. I think it's very I thought that I thought Top Flight was done because of Darius Martin's injury prone. I thought AEW had lost confidence in them. Obviously, I know they like Dante Martin a lot, but I thought, Darius Martin, I thought that was going to be a situation like, um, probably shouldn't say this, but I thought it was going to be a situation like Matt and Mike Seidel. Um, you know, obviously Matt Seidel is very well respected and very well received in the community, and his brother not so much. Uh, so there's a little bit of a sobriety issue there with Mike. So I thought maybe they had lost trust in them, but not this. I mean, this shows that they still do believe in these young kids to get the job done, to go forward and whatnot. So I was very happy with it. I think it's great. Um, do you think that we get a feud with Top Flight and the Bucks, and maybe Top Flight goes and finds a third person and challenges the
No,
Elite?
I think Top Flight solidified themselves as a top tag team contending team, and I think now they enter say like, "Yo, we just beat former champions. Now give us title shots."
agreed. I think that's the case too. I think this starts a decent push for them. Hopefully they can stay healthy this year, and we'll see where they go.
Absolutely, absolutely, gentlemen. I think that's gonna do it for this week, guys. We're
I have
gonna do
one
our
thing.
bad booking.
One
Bad
thing,
booking of the week.
bro. People, give NXT a shot. I watched it again. Did I just
NXT is
freeze?
good.
No,
I think my
No, you're
computer just
good.
froze.
no, you're
We
My
see
whole
good.
you. We
my
see
whole
You're
you.
screen
good,
You're
just
man.
you're
froze.
good.
All right, I'm
We
good.
hear
I'm
you.
back.
Everything. We hear everything.
NXT,
We're
dude,
good.
give it a shot. It's good, man. It's fun. It's a good watch. Stratton's back. They're starting to put her in storylines. The women's division's a lot of fun to watch. Check it out. Don't quit on NXT. Keep up with it. I think there's a lot of good stuff to keep going off with there. And
Connect to people through wrestling. Appreciate you joining.
yeah, good. Good. Thanks, man. But honestly, open your Tuesdays up. If you can open up a Tuesday or add it to your watch along sometime during the week, NXT is not a throwaway show.
No, by all means, no.
NXT is really solid. I watch it every week.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'll throw since ABJ brought it up. I'll throw a bonus at you here, Mark, and we'll touch on this for a little bit. Grayson Waller, is he the next NXT champ?
Man, yeah, I think so. I thought he was gonna win. When they had the title shot. What was it? New Year's Evil. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, New Year's Evil. I really thought he was going to win that night, and I think he does win when they have the rematch. I think Grayson. I'm really high on Grayson Waller. He's one of my favorites in NXT. The guy's got it. He's great in the ring. He's great on the mic. He's a great heel. I think he's the one. I think he's the most logical one on NXT right now, currently, who has the
Yep.
most heat and that could take it from Braun. I think it's time for Braun to relinquish the belt, in my opinion. Braun needs to see what we can do, without the title belt and see what he can do there. That's my opinion, though. But Grayson
So
Waller, I think we need to see what he can do as well.
minus last year, because last year didn't have any Vince present or didn't have any Triple H presence in it whatsoever. It was mainly Vince and obviously a little bit of Shane McMahon, which pissed a lot of people off. But
I'll take Vince for another 100 years before I take Shane for 6 months.
yeah,
He's the
heard that.
worst.
Yeah, like I said, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree on that. So, anyways, if you remember when Hunter was kind of in the mix of things, they were doing this thing where they were taking NXT guys and debuting them in the Royal Rumble, and then slowly but gradually debuting them on the main roster. Do you think we could see that with Braun Breaker on Saturday?
No, I don't. I think the idea of call ups right now in NXT are going to be slowed down tremendously. I think with them bringing back talent, I think them making their moves going forward. I think they really, really want to build NXT up to a brand. And I think right now, I think people are starting to finally latch on to the talent in NXT, and all the people who hated on 2.0 and didn't give it a shot and said it was the worst and the talent's not good. And now they're finally saying, okay, we're respecting these talent and we want to start watching them, and then we want to see what's happening here. I think it would be a huge bad judgment call to start moving people out of there and starting over again. I think people are starting to buy into your roster, buy into what you're doing. I think the idea of a call up right now in NXT is just bad, 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 bad move.
Interesting.
Because they'll even with Triple H in charge, who if there's not one person, maybe a tag team that can move up and be a hit right now on the main roster. The main roster is still struggling to find their identity for their mid card. If you take somebody who's a champion and throw them up, you're gonna get the same thing where like, oh, another guy who's your champion comes up and he's a jobber on the main roster. There are just no spots right now for any of them. Braun Breaker, like Gargano, Adam Cole, Champa, like those guys were multiple time champions in NXT and never got called up, and nobody cared. But now we get to this point where it's like you win a championship, and it's almost like the call up has to happen, and it doesn't.
Agreed. I so my stance on it is if I was Sean, I would be sitting down with Hunter and telling Hunter, I need I need Braun here as long as you'll let me have him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need Braun to help, bring in more stars and stuff. So absolutely let Grayson Waller beat Braun. Um, because the last thing I want is just when Braun gets called up to the main roster, another year, 2 years of a guy who's unstoppable, who can't be beat, who's absolutely like when Roman loses, it's done. It's over with. I don't want to see another motherfucker come in the WWE and run rampant for another year or 2 years.
Roman was smart though with it. Like he didn't just
No,
dominate. Like he
stop,
had a lot of
stop,
help and stuff like that.
pause,
You know what I
time
mean?
out, time
Yeah.
out. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
but don't say Roman was smart about that.
The
The
booking was
five,
smart. Sorry.
yeah, the five assholes in the writers
Yeah.
pool were smart about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. What I want to say something about your NXT thing too. I think honestly, I think Braun in the chase is a good move right now in NXT too. If he
I
loses
think
and then
so.
the money's in the chase, you know.
And I think that was a very smart idea that they did last year. I think it was I don't know if that was a Hunter or I mean not a Hunter, but I don't know if that was a Vince or a Bruce idea, but I thought that was very good, and I'll give props to one of those two assholes. Like when they had Braun lose to Dolph Ziggler,
Dolph Ziggler.
and then they let Braun chase him for a little bit, and then let Braun win the title back on Raw for the whole world to see. So because they knew when they took black and gold away from people, people stopped watching NXT. So that was a great idea to get Braun on the main show and to let him win that championship because then people were like, damn, that's Braun Breaker. That's Rick
I,
Steiner's son. Like,
I'm terrible with names, but that one girl they showcased in the women's Rumble match, like the women's Battle Royal, and then had her have a one-on-one match against Alba Fire. The female Kofi girl or whatever that they're calling.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I
She has a
forgot her
good
name.
look.
Yeah.
She's like a super. She's like Kofi Kingston meets Chris Statlander.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. She
Yeah,
that's actually a very good comparison right there. She kind of
yeah.
reminds me of
It's a
Chris Statlander as well.
it's a
Yeah.
very, very good
Soul
comparison.
Soul
Ruka.
Ruka.
Sol Ruka.
I'm
Yep.
terrible with the names. Terrible. I'm telling. There's a lot of good stuff to watch there, and
Oh,
add it
yeah.
to your add it to your list. It's gonna be fun.
The
Yeah, I mean,
Creed brother,
Anytime.
the
Sorry,
Creed
sorry,
The
brothers.
Creed brothers are great.
Creed, yeah, great.
Trick
Oh, yeah.
Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is a freaking star, dude. That guy's
Yeah.
got it. That guy's
Carmelo's a
amazing.
stud, dude.
Oh, dude, I love Carmelo Hayes. You
Yeah.
know, Grayson Waller, Braun Breaker,
Gargano.
obviously, of course. I actually do enjoy Pretty Deadly. I think
I
Pretty
love
Deadly is
them. They're
very,
great.
very solid, man.
Absolutely.
Pretty
I'm
Deadly is freaking awesome.
yeah.
Chase, you look
Uh,
like you have a giant bruise going across the side of your face.
I
That
know, but
shadow.
it's the lighting. And
Yeah.
it's because I moved this light. So boom, there it is right there.
Gallus from NXT UK. Gallus is very, very awesome, very
Yep.
talented as well. They just came back. Gallus, you guys going to keep an eye out for if you start watching NXT. Gallus is going to be pretty big this year.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you weren't watching NXT UK, you're a fucking idiot. Sorry.
I didn't
Uh,
watch it because the first 3 months of it, I got so bored with it so quick.
Tyler Bate,
I thought it was the
Tyler Bate.
coolest
Yep.
fucking venue.
Jordan Devlin, Walter, or Gunther now, uh, Dragonoff, um, uh, a bomb, which uh, not a bomb, Axiom, which is now a kid, I think, or a kid is Axiom.
AKM is Axiom. So
Yeah,
Axiom's now A Kid used to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
My problem is I
There's
watched it.
so much fucking talent over there,
The
dude.
venue was the coolest venue I've ever seen in a pro wrestling or since fucking oh my god, I just had a brain fart. New York. Um ECW Hall.
The
Shit,
Hammerstein.
shit. Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yep.
The UK's venue was made Hammerstein Ballroom look like it was a piece of
Pete
shit.
Dunne.
Yeah. But the problem was when I first tuned into it, every single wrestler had the same gear and the same haircut and the same beard. And I was like,
Yep.
nobody stands out to me. And I just gave up on it. I thought the matches were good, but I thought literally everyone came out either black or white trunks, wrist tape, long hair, undercut, beard, and everyone had the same exact look. And I was like, I'm bored.
Yep.
I hate
I
Imperium. I just want to throw this out there on a little really unrelated note. I hate Imperium's theme music. I miss the old one. That
Yeah,
shit just jacked you up.
yeah. But yeah,
This is
I think anytime NXT
agree.
shows up on main roster or anytime NXT shows up on Rumble, it's just essentially a giant. This is why you should watch NXT Tuesdays.
So real
Yep.
quick, while we're on it, if okay, I think we're all in pretty much agreement that everyone should pretty much stay in NXT. But
Yeah.
let's choose one. If someone has to get called up, who would you want to see, men or women's Royal Rumble from NXT? Who would you like to see?
Carmelo Hayes.
Thank you. That
It's
was my pick
over.
too. Yep,
I mean, dude, there's no reason to have him on NXT anymore.
I agree.
He showcased every fucking thing you need to know. There's no reason. The only reason I would say the Creed brothers, the only reason I would not want them to get called up is because I'm still holding out for Gable Stevenson to show up with his brother and we get a tag team match of the Creed
Oh,
brothers.
Crew Brothers versus them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
really cool. That would be really cool.
But
Um,
I think for as much as they have built, let me ask you guys this: if Gable Stevenson goes to goes to WWE full time, uh, do you think that I like the Grayson Waller, future WWE champion, Braun Break, future WWE champion, Gigi Dolan,
Gigi Dolan.
in my dreams, she is the champion of all life on earth. I like that. I like that.
I feel
Just a guy simping over Gigi Dolan, man. I like it.
I don't hate it.
Um,
I don't hate it.
yeah, yeah. Hey, anybody can treat her better than Darby Allin did. So, um, there's that. So, anyways, what I was gonna say is, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're making
Holy
your
fuck.
pick of who you move up.
He had Carmelo Hayes like me.
Oh yeah, Carmelo Hayes. And then I was just saying, like, if Gable Stevenson starts, he's obviously going to be pushed to the main roster. But if by some chance they do decide to stick him on NXT first, like I said, that's who I want to see, him and his brother versus the Creed brothers. I
See,
think that would be amazing.
going back, that was kind of my problem with the draft. He was drafted to Raw, and it's like,
Well, that was WWE. That was a PR stunt on WWE's end, is because he was really hot in the Olympics at that time, and so WWE wanted to be like, "Hey, look what we got here! We got Gable Stevenson!" And he told WWE, like, "Yo, I'm not ready yet. Like, I'm still doing school. I'm still doing this. Like, I'm not ready." And you know, so WWE dropped the ball on that, but I agree with you, Mark. But if he decides to go that route, if he decides to say, "Hey, like now I'm ready to commit to WWE full time," then I think they should put him on NXT. But I don't think they will. I think they'll thrust him right into the main roster because they're hoping to recreate Kurt Angle is what they're hoping to do.
right.
Yeah. I have my picks. I have 2 men and 2 women, and I'm taking
Give him
one woman who I think is higher on the list, and then the rest are kind of like mid carders at best in NXT. but I think they're mid carders who could be higher up on the ladder, but also could be decent mid carders on the main roster where if they come in, they can have an impact, but it doesn't hurt them if they come up and don't have a big run. So for the men's side, I cannot say the dude's name, but the Australian dude, Quinn, Zion Quinn or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Zion Quinn.
I think he has a
Yeah,
great look, great attitude, great
Yep.
everything. I think
he
he
is
could come up and be a great mid.
massive.
Yeah, I think he'd be a great mid carder. Von Wagner, I think, would be a good call up because I think he can be like another mid card guy that even if you don't put him right to a title picture, I think he can come up and make some waves.
He reminds me of Paul Burchill on steroids.
Yeah, and then for women, I would do Wendy Chu. I'd move Wendy Chu up because I think she would sell a lot of merchandise. I think she'd be a lot of. I think a lot of fans would like her comedy thing. I think she's a good mix up of everyone being spooky and Judgment Day and Alexa Bliss, and I think she'd be a bright star. She'd be the Orange Cassidy of the women's division of Monday Night Raw if they let her do it. And then my other pick would be Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark is someone you can move up right now, put her on SmackDown, and she can challenge for the world title.
I like your picks.
Agreed. And it's time for Alba Fire to be moved up, and
See, I like what they're doing with Alba Fire and the other chick, like the crazy. She's trying to drive her crazy thing. I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm into it too.
The only thing is, if you look at the thumbnail or the photo they use for Thea Hall on NXT, and like they use her, it doesn't look anything like her when you see her on screen.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's like two different people.
Savage, you're joking, right? You mean like released onto the main roster. You don't mean like released from the company.
Yeah, that's a
you're
crazy
out of
take.
yeah you're out of your mind.
She's good. She has talent.
Listen,
She
I
is
would
talented.
I would drop Alba Fire off of TV yeah, no, you're nuts, Savage. Anyways,
she's better in ring than Gigi Dolan by a long shot.
And Kaylee's fantastic. So, and that's what I would do is I would introduce her in the Royal Rumble. I would have her debut or come out in the Royal Rumble as Kaylee Ray, and have her debut on the main roster as Kaylee Ray. Drop this Alba Fire shit.
I would love that.
Yeah, they can't have anyone move up to the main roster who's dark and spooky. It's just too much.
There is too much. I mean, that seems to be actually a trend across pro wrestling right now. Is everyone doing these dark, spooky gimmicks or?
Yeah, Tiffany
Just
Stratton right
it's
now is
a
going to
lot.
get a rocket on her because Tiffany Stratton's going to be the next Mandy Rose. They're going to be like, oh, here's a pretty blonde that we can over sexualize. Tiffany Stratton, step right up.
That we had get an enhancement. So, yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I'm
But
glad.
she also
I'm
is
glad we
very good
did.
in the ring. Stratton is very good in the ring too. She's very athletic.
Man, dude, I'm super glad we did that. I'm super glad you brought that up, ABJ, because I was ready to end the show without it because I didn't think anybody was into talking NXT that much. So.
I love it, man. I'm having a
I
great
watch
time
it
with
every
it.
week. I watch it
Yeah.
every week.
Well, I know you do.
Yeah.
I figured it was just like, how, ABJ and I are with the indies, I figured that was the same thing. I didn't know ABJ was into watching. I knew like ABJ saw the potential in NXT 2 or NXT. I just didn't know you watched it every week. ABJ is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I watched it. I think I started watching it with you guys, where I told you like I'm gonna start watching everything for this show, and then I watched it the next week, and then when I started doing my live streams, I was like I stuck with it. I enjoy it. I actually look forward to Tuesdays.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, Chase, we cannot wrap up this show without giving our Royal Rumble predictions.
That's fine.
Who's
We'll
gonna-
do Royal Rumble. We'll do Royal
gonna
Rumble
win?
predictions. We'll do
Yeah.
Royal Rumble predictions, and then we'll do bad bookings, and then we'll close out, guys.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. So, Mark, who is your Royal Rumble prediction?
I'm going Cody Rhodes, which is probably the obvious choice, and Alexa Bliss.
I'm in the same ballpark. They're my two picks as well.
Don't like the women's pick.
I think they need to get Alexa Bliss over to SmackDown. SmackDown needs help right now.
Yep.
And I think it's a way to get somebody off Raw to SmackDown because there's nobody over there to challenge for the title.
I'm gonna go Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Double elimination.
Oh, double elimination. I like it.
Both feet hit the floor.
I like it, but go on. Finish your picks. I'm sorry. Both
No,
feet
no,
hit.
I'm both feet hit. Seth and Cody, and then for women, I am going to go Raquel Gonzalez or whatever she's going by now.
That's a good
forgot.
pick.
Rodriguez. Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I think Rhea not winning it. I think Rhea's not winning because I think she's gonna be. I think she has other. They think they have other plans for her at Mania that don't involve title.
Yep. I think that
Chase,
they're going to try and I think they're going to try and recreate Charlotte and Rhea from a few years ago with Charlotte and Rhea or Raquel this year.
Chase, I don't hate your double elimination. However, I just don't feel like it would happen because I feel like Cody's going to get his flowers this year. I think
I do
he is
too.
WrestleMania moment.
I don't think he is actually. I take that back.
Oh, really?
This is what I think happens. Double
Okay.
elimination, triple threat match at WrestleMania. Roman, Seth, Cody. And Cody has his WrestleMania moment stolen from him. The next night on Raw, he comes out to a very a somber, emotional moment, and then Matt Cardona debuts and beats the dog shit out of Cody, and we get a program with Cody and Matt Cardona. So
I don't hate that either.
I
think it's Cody's time though. I think they're going to give him
Seth,
this moment.
I think Seth is an early draw, 1 or 2. I think Cody comes out at 3 because I think you have Seth and somebody in the ring battling. Seth eliminates them, waiting for 3. Number 3 comes out. It's Cody. Seth and Cody they go the distance. I think they're in the final 4. I think Seth is about to eliminate Cody. Cody eliminates Seth, and to make Cody a golden babyface again, so you drop this feud, so people don't think we need to keep interjecting him. I think Seth slides in and shakes his hand, code of honor style, and says like, "Hey, you got me." Like gives him that the I think that's how they turn Seth babyface and then get away from the Seth Cody thing. But here's a quick question for you: who's your final 4, final 5? Does an NXT person end up in the final 4, final 5?
I think if it's an NXT person, it would have to be one of the big ones because if it's just
I think Braun Breaker's going to be a guy who's going to have a showing in the Rumble.
Yeah. So I'd go Cody and Seth, like you said, as the final. Braun Breaker's a good one, but I don't see it.
I don't think he'll be final 4, but I think he'll be towards the end where it'll be a thing, and then he'll get he might be the 5th or 6th elimination to lead into the final 4.
So I think WWE is gonna kind of push towards like future people who might getting ready to thrust themselves into superstardom as a company. So I'm gonna go Seth, Cody, maybe Gunther, someone like that, and maybe Drew McIntyre, and then we can give yourself. And then
I would replace Gunther with Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, that's a good one too. I think final 5. I think Austin Theory, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Seth, and Cody are the final.
Yeah.
If you want to throw,
man. I think this. Even if Cody comes in and does the most predictable thing ever and wins the Rumble, I'm still excited for this Rumble. I think this Rumble's gonna be good.
I haven't been this excited for a Rumble. This excited for a Royal Rumble in years.
Absolutely, agreed.
Just to piss off Chase, though, it should have been The Rock versus Roman at Royal Rumble.
No, absolutely.
Rock showing up at Rumble, and if you're believing all the nonsense hype on the internet, you're crazy.
Oh no, Rock showing up at Rumble.
Dude, the poster is literally electricity. Like it's everything is showing that Rock is showing up that night, and I don't think it's going to be in the Rumble.
I don't think I think he shows up after the championship match.
Yeah,
I think he walks out. Like not.
I think we get the moment, and I know it's predictable, but I think we get the moment that everyone's been doing the fantasy booking of. Roman somehow squeaks away from Kevin Owens again, and he's standing in the ring, and he goes, "I did it! I beat everyone! I conquer!" And he does his whole thing, and he goes, "Acknowledge me!" And all of a sudden, "If you smell," and the plays
1,000,000%
fucking explode.
That's 1,000,000% the play.
So here it is. Like I said,
it's not Taker lighting. It's electricity. He's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Ignore that guy. So let's rewind back. Remember, I told you tomorrow night they're going to attack Sammy and they're going to send Sammy out in an ambulance. Okay.
Matthew, you fucking idiot.
Uh, yeah. Right. So,
Ah,
anyways,
good match.
they're going
Dolph
to
Ziggler will
attack.
still probably lose.
They're going to attack Sammy tomorrow, and they're going to send him out in an ambulance, and then Royal Rumble. Instead of, like I said, Sammy coming out and helping Kevin, he's going to beat Kevin, and Kevin's going to get tired of losing, because the Usos, whatever. And then a car is going to show up in the parking lot. And then Roman's going to get on the microphone and be like, Sammy, if that's you, go ahead. And it's like, come out here and get your ass whooped, boy. And it won't be Sammy who comes out. It'll be The Rock.
See, no, I don't think you. I think the first time you see The Rock is when he hits the curtain.
It's got it, yeah. There's no
No,
backstage.
they won't.
It's gotta
no,
be.
no. You wouldn't see. You're not going to see who gets out of the car. They're going to assume when the car pulls up that it's Sammy, and then they're going to wait, and it's going to be quiet. He's just going to be talking shit. He's going to be like, "Go ahead, Sammy. Go ahead. Get your ass out here and get your ass whipped." And then boom, the Rock's music hits.
As soon as you hear "If You Smile,"
Raz is still here, by the way.
Is cooking. Yo, the place is going to go banana sandwich.
All right. So listen, if the Rock doesn't show up,
I will officially end I will end the Rock showing up conspiracy. I will never talk about it again. I will not be the Bray Wyatt of the Rock.
So where do they go if the Rock doesn't show up?
Cody Roman, night one. That's all I can really think of, to be honest with you. And then we'll have to see what they do at Elimination Chamber.
I think if the Rock doesn't show up, yeah, it's Cody Roman night 2, and then they'll have the women's championship match to close on night 1.
Yep. Agreed.
Roman won't do double duty at WrestleMania if there's no Rock.
All right, guys. Bad booking of the week.
Don't hate me. The Fiend shit. The Fiend, Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt, insert name here. I don't care.
Okay.
Santino Marella as the...
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
But my honorable mention is still the fucking trios fail, but I guess that's nitpicking. But yeah, I'm going Santino Marella. It's cool to see him. I mean, if he would have just done a one-off, that would have been cool. But for him to be the on-air authority figure for the next couple months, the character is just weird. It's just a weird him trying to be the Santino Marella character in an authority figure. It's just weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Alex, don't make me change my pick because that's really close too. Darby Allin getting his arm broke for 45 minutes to just do a roll-up pin and beat Kushida. Yeah, that was a blast.
Oh, God. All right, Chase. Bad booking of the week.
Well, since you took mine, asshole, I'm going with the next.
You could still pick it. You could.
No. I want to pick something different. I do agree with you. I 1,000% agree with you, but I am going Darby Allin and Kushida. Absolutely, because ABJ and I we did a live watch along, and we both did the same thing. We both were like, "This is fucking stupid." We watched Kushida break Darby Allin's arm for 15 fucking minutes, and then Darby just fucking rolls
Darby
it out.
did a coffin drop to the outside onto a chair, got caught and put in and Kushida's finisher, rolled into the ring, and then did a bullshit roll-up pin on Kushida. Like, he took a finisher to the outside. He took a flat back bump to the outside of the ring from the top turnbuckle. Crazy.
Yeah,
he just essentially no-solds everything.
I feel like I'm the only one in the world that likes poor Darby Allin now.
You and Axel.
I don't mind it, but man, there's no ring psychology. It's terrible.
I got into a heated debate with my cousin last week about Darby Allin as well.
Your cousin's a smart guy.
Yeah. I don't even know what your cousin said, but he's probably right.
He's the one that we rated, the AOK Gaming.
Yep.
Yeah, that's him.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was his argument?
Same thing in ABJ. He's like at first he loved him, and now it's just like every time he sees him wrestle, he gets his ass beat for 20 minutes, and then he pulls off a random win.
Yep.
He
Love that
he
guy.
says, my cousin, follow him,
Yeah.
AOK Gaming on
Does
Twitch.
he want to be a co-host on Bad Booking?
He doesn't watch wrestling enough for that to be
Oh
good.
my god! Look at my guy Jacobite Games with the raid with 32 viewers.
They raid you?
Oh my god!
Yeah, he definitely rated you. I don't have any viewers.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Love
What's up,
that.
guys? Thanks for the raid, guys.
Dude, we always get rated towards
Absolutely.
the end of our show too.
I
I
know.
know. Sup, media? Ho
Well, they're
are
here.
you? I
They're
am a
here just in
ho.
time for our plugs.
Absolutely, guys. So for those joining from Jacobite, we
Thank you.
appreciate you guys joining us. This is Bad Booking. We go live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central Time, sometimes 9:30 p.m. Central Time, sometimes 10 p.m. Central Time. We play it by ear. The best way to find out what time it's going to be actually is to follow us on social media, and you can see the social media tags right there.
Yep.
You guys, and we will post when we go. Jacobite says, "Let's go, brother. Hope your show was fucking awesome as it usually is. I hope your show was awesome. I'll be tuning in tomorrow night, where Jacobite runs an EFED 3 nights a week called PEW, and your boy Chaos Chase with Matt Ward Games is the tag team champions on Monday nights. So I always tune in Monday nights to watch Chaos Chase whoop ass. So Jacobite, appreciate the raid, guys. Again, to Jacobite's viewers, if you're just joining us, we talk about wrestling. We talk about all kinds of stuff on here. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you hit the share button and check out my co-host as well, ABJ, Mark Pro Wrestling
Anthony
Kingpin.
Blackwell Jr. on Twitch.
Absolutely, and I know our guys are doing a good job of doing those stream elements.
Stream elements.
So, yep. I need to get back into doing EFEDs. Ooh, Gears used to do EFEDs. I like that. I like that. Gears, we'll have to talk about that, man. I love going down a rabbit hole. Josh and I think Josh still does EFEDs. No lie, 34-year-old man, 35-year-old man, and he still does EFEDs. But
That checks out.
yeah. So why everybody is here? I'll start with Mark. Mark, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social media, my friend?
TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, and now YouTube pro_wrestling_kingpin. We'll be doing shows with my guys, Bad Bookings. I'll be doing live card openings, and we pulled this bad boy today, Braun Breaker rookie card, and there'll be much more content moving forward this year. ABJ?
Anthony Blackwell Jr. Pretty much anywhere you find social media. Like I said, I am trying to get that affiliate status on Twitch. I have the followers, I have the watch time. I just don't have the people watching time. I guess whatever the hell it's called. I'm still figuring it out. Also over on YouTube. My goal by the end of the month is to hit 500 subscribers. I'm currently sitting at I think like 472. So I'm very, very close to that 500 mark. So if you guys can help me out over there on YouTube, Anthony Blackwell Jr. I am live usually every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night doing live watch-alongs of Ross, NXT, and Dynamite. Fridays are up in the air depending if I want to go out and drink at a bar or stay home and watch wrestling. I also do video game streams as well as a podcast every Tuesday. I interview people in the independent wrestling space, whether it be music, business, artists, or professional wrestlers. A lot. Spoiler alert, it's a lot of professional wrestlers because I do commentary and I meet a lot of people. So, like I said, always doing content, have a lot more coming to the channel on YouTube and Twitch very soon. Will it be dive bar and brewery reviews, as well as pop culture reviews, movies, music, video games, comic books, horror movies. It's all coming soon. So there's a lot coming to the channel, and the content is going to be flowing very, very soon.
Absolutely. And guys, real quick, Father V says thoughts on Ric Flair spiraling out of control on Twitter, talking all the BS. I have no idea.
Is that breaking news? Isn't that every week?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's literally all the time.
I stopped paying attention to Ric Flair a long time ago, and I watched Ric Flair's last match, the event, but I didn't watch Ric Flair's last match. So I watched every other match on that card, but his last match. So He
Has
is
anybody watched
turning.
the Ric Flair thing on Peacock yet?
Yeah,
No,
it's a puff piece.
it's a puff
Yeah.
piece. I'm not fucking watching that.
Hmm.
So, Hunter put that out. Hunter put that out to get Ric Flair back in the good graces of the WWE universe.
If anything, it shows that the only thing that it didn't do for him is he's literally like like he literally this is one of the scenes he's like Charlotte Flair's out there wrestling for the biggest match of her career and she's doing great things and I'm out there drunk as shit. Woo! Like just he doesn't care about anybody but himself. He just doesn't. He's like I walked into rehab. Triple H said if I don't show up on rehab that I'm not going to be part of the WWE no more. I went into rehab, walked across the street and put my token on the bar and bought a shot. Woo! Like he was just like no regard. He just glorifying his lifestyle and like the fact that that's like he's essentially like that frat boy that like everyone's like, yeah, let's keep feeding him shots. It's funny, and then he dies of like alcohol poisoning. Everyone's like, oh, bummer. We should stop doing that. It's like no, you were the ones feeding him the booze. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's if anything, it showed me is like everyone talks about how Charlotte's having everything handed to her, and this girl is out here just trying to live on her brother's legacy because her father's not doing anything to carry on the name in a good way, and she's out there trying to make the Flair name positive again for the sake of her and her brother, and he's out here just trashing it. And everyone thinks she just having everything handed to her, and she's out there working her balls off for a good cause. She's not carrying the Flair name for her dad at this point. She's carrying it for her brother and her, and he's out here just disgracing it, just pissing on it.
Yeah. I agree. So guys, appreciate you guys joining us, and I do want to take an opportunity to talk about my social medias. My social media tag is right
More
there,
money
guys.
on spilt liquor than we have ever made in a year is the quote.
Yeah, exactly. I'll spend more money on spilt liquor. Yeah. Anyways,
Yep.
guys, my social media tag is right there at CR Media 1988. You guys can find me on all forms of social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, the whole deal. We're doing we do bad booking tonight where we talk about the landscape of professional wrestling. Tomorrow I do the pit stop where I set up for my show on Thursday night, the I-70 hot tag. What we do on the pit stop is we do a watch along of the matches of the guys we're going to be interviewing on the I-70 hot tag. What the I-70 hot tag is me and my friend Josh, we talk about Kansas and Missouri Midwest independent professional wrestling. We always have a wrestler on there to interview. Sometimes we've had big names come through like Brock Anderson from AEW, Josh Alexander, the Impact World Heavyweight Champion, Matt Seidel, formerly known as Evan Bourne, and Angelina Love from TNA. Always a good time on there. We like to have lots of fun. Yes, Matthew Holland calls him Joshy Glasses. I like to call him the real Josh Elliott, whichever name you prefer. But that's
It's
what
kind
we
of dope
do
that you're
on.
covering the Midwest scene and I'm covering the Northeast scene. Like we have a nice bit. And then once Mark starts going out and starting getting his life situated and he's hitting up the Chicago scene, like that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I know, man.
I want to. Got a lot going on. I got a lot going on, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. And then on Wednesday nights, guys, I go live 15 minutes after AEW Dynamite. Me and Raz Dark Wolf in the chat. We break down the show. One of the things that makes that show unique compared to everybody else's shows that are post shows is that we share the link out for you guys to come on and chat with us. It's usually lots of fun. Yes, it is. It can get crazy, but it's so much fun. I met ABJ that way.
Yeah.
I met Mark that way. I've Dustin, Mr. Midwest, who's a very regular over there at PEW with Jacobite. Dustin came on, and then Dustin became a host. So, like I said, we have lots of fun on there. There's always something for you guys to, always some wrestling content for you guys to digest with all three of us. So, guys, again, appreciate the raid. We are sitting at almost 25 viewers on Twitch. Guys, if you haven't already, please hit that share or hit that like button, that follow button. And if you guys feel so inclined, hit the hit the subscribe button as well. And there's
head over my YouTube. Right, that 25 will hit my help me get really close to my goal of 500 on YouTube.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. All right, gentlemen, guys, we appreciate the raid tonight. Oh boy.
fun. Thank you guys. What a fun show. We try to hit that 2 hour mark, a little over, but that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's no problem when you guys are having a good conversation, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I cannot wait for this weekend. Oh, if anyone is in the Northeast Pennsylvania area, I completely forgot about this. People in the chat were saying they want to watch along for Rumble. I will not be home to have a watch along. Maybe I'll do it the next day, like maybe early Monday afternoon. I'll rewatch it and watch it along on Facebook, on my live streams if people want to rewatch it with me. But that day, if you're in the Northeast area, if you're kind of near Pottsville, Pennsylvania, I will be at Tony Deppin's Brewery for that day. Tony Deppin from GCW as well as ROH, former ROH television champion, I believe he was. Yes. But we're going to be doing a pro wrestling flea market. So there's going to be AXW Wrestling's going to be there, Kevin Kelly's promotion, a bunch of people selling figures, a bunch of people selling art, all pro wrestling stuff, and it's going to be in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. So if you guys want to come hang out, have some great beers. It's a wrestling themed bar. There'll probably be some music playing, and then and we'll lead into Rumble.
Absolutely. Matthew Holland lives in Philadelphia, buddy.
There it is. But it's about a 2 hour drive. Come on out.
So guys, since we got a raid from Jacobite,
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do this. Let me figure this out. I did it
I
last
thought-
time. I'll raid with my one person watching.
I figured we would end with a raid. I would like to start doing that. It's just sometimes I forget, and then
Yeah,
it's
same
kind of
here.
hard because we're live on so many different places. But we're gonna do it tonight since we got a big raid from Jacobite. And I want to ask ABJ, is Poor Parenting 101? Is that Billy?
Poor parenting?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you mean? Like his channel?
Yeah. Is that his YouTube?
No. His channel is the Converse Kid. I don't know if he's live though.
Okay.
How come
Well,
I can't see if I go to my channel right now? How come I can't like the people I follow on the bottom? Is it because I'm live?
I guess I don't know.
I'm new to Twitch, I don't
I'm
know.
in the stream manager. So and then I clicked raid channel. So I don't want to ask you guys. Pollo Del Mar doesn't need the raid, but I would like to pay them back for the raid
Absolutely.
that they
Let's do
gave to
that.
us.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Do it.
So we're gonna do Pollo Del Mar, who is a on-air personality for NWA. They were gracious enough to rate us. What was that? 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we're gonna return the favor tonight, guys. Yeah, go ahead, Gohan 1171. Absolutely. But that's how we're gonna end the show tonight, guys. If you guys are hanging out on Facebook or on YouTube, the stream will end. But yes, we're gonna go raid Pollo Del Mar from NWA. Like I said, they did us a solid a few weeks ago, so I want to return the favor. So before we close out, again, Jacobite, love you, my dude. Appreciate the raid. I will talk to you tomorrow night. Guys, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in there. My guy Scott just did that in there. We're on our way to 50 members. I think ABJ is on his way to 100 members. We kind of do coincides. We're doing a lot. We're doing a watch along. If you're a subscriber to the Twitch, we're going to be doing the Royal Rumble inside the Discord. And then also other live events are in the Discord if you're a subscriber as well. So like I said, trying to get that built up on our way to 50 members. So make sure you check out that link. Make sure you follow all three of these guys right here on screen on social media. If you guys are fans of professional wrestling, you guys are going to want to. You're not going to get much better content from anybody else other than ABJ, who does a lot of great pro wrestling content, myself, who does a lot of great wrestling content, and then Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, who's the kingpin of doing pro wrestling content. So make sure you check that shit out. So hey, don't sell yourself short, my guy. Your TikTok videos are the shit. So make sure you follow my guy Mark on TikTok. Other than that, guys, we appreciate you guys so much for joining with us. We're all gonna say goodbye, good night. And then we are going to go check out Pollo Del Mar. Appreciate y'all. It's counting down. I think it's going to count down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm already in there. I'm talking to. All right, let's end the stream so I can go watch some Polo Demo. Now I'm hooked.
All right.